Brown's Eye Centers of Florida for your family's total eye care needs. You're selecting the most trusted name in eye care physicians. You're also putting your precious sight in the hands of one of the nation's safest surgical centers. Surgicare, long known for excellence. Nothing compares to the expertise and compassion of the first name in total eye care. Dr. David C. Brown's Eye Centers of Florida. Now open Saturdays at select locations.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
A lot of unanswered questions about the deadly Capitol attack. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
There's basic disagreement on whether the National Guard was actually ever formally requested by the Capitol Hill police chief. When was it requested? Who was responsible?
Republican Senator Josh Hawley. Today, the House holds its first hearing into what happened. The acting Capitol police chief will tell lawmakers they were aware armed extremists might be gathering the day Trump supporters stormed in. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says
there are still members of the Senate Republican minority who are willing to continue the campaign of misinformation, deception, and conspiracy that helped fuel the attack on January 6th in the first place.
Senators are still waiting to find out if a $15 minimum wage can be in the COVID relief bill.
That will be decided by a woman rarely in the national spotlight. Elizabeth McDonough, the Senate parliamentarian whose bipartisan referee role will be to determine if the minimum wage increase complies with what's known as the Byrd Rule under the budget reconciliation process.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. That process is how Democrats can avoid Republican Senate filibusters. The House could approve its version of the $1.9 trillion bill tomorrow. President Biden will today mark the 50 millionth coronavirus vaccine shot in the U.S. the day after FDA scientists reported that Johnson & Johnson's version is safe and effective. It could be approved soon.
Both Pfizer and Moderna are ramping up production, and with emergency approval for a third single-shot vaccine, Johnson & Johnson will be able to add 3 to 4 million doses next week and 20 million by the end of March.
That's Fox's Steve Harrigan. The number of COVID deaths spiked back up yesterday. More than 3,200 across America, the most in 2 weeks. The other day, we topped 500,000 total, with California leading the way. The deaths there have just crossed 50,000, more than any other state. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Northbound commuters heading to Charlotte County, North Tamiami Trail. Northbound lanes are shut down at the intersection of Adalia Terrace all the way to Cranberry Boulevard. This is from a crash involving a deputy and another vehicle. The best way to get around this is to take Chamberlain to Cornelius Boulevard and head north. Also, commuters in Charlotte County, slow down on Port Charlotte Boulevard heading north to North Tamiami Trail. Slowdowns in North Fort Myers on Pondella Road already getting busy, heading west to US 41. Commuters heading out of North Fort Myers into downtown, no complaints. Both bridges still up to speed. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a picture-perfect, beautiful day of weather. Cool morning, but then a much warmer afternoon. Highs will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. So we're sunny, dry today into tomorrow. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. 1 or 2 stray showers are possible, but most are dry. Warming trend into the weekend. Even record highs will be possible. Temperatures ranging from the mid-80s along the coastline to the lower 90s inland. Mixture of sunshine and clouds and breezy with more warm weather into next week, too. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Lois. At WIC News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now.
Sorry, I'm too busy. We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
If we weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust WIC News. Weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel.
Wow. Delightful.
Yum. Rach is bringing it back to her 30-minute roots.
We're going to take a little help from the store.
With a quick and easy chicken dinner.
Not bad, huh?
Then, small closet spaces are no match for celebrity stylist June Ambrose.
Don't put yourself in anything that will make you sad.
Plus, from the new Tom and Jerry movie, Michael Pena.
I'll cook on your show, and you'll just have to get a fire extinguisher.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
Welcome to Mezzanine Medical Spa, a new concept in wellness, combining beauty and science. Their mission is to provide the latest non-invasive cosmetic procedures. Mezzanine Medical Spa is the only provider in Fort Myers to offer M-Sculpt. Just one treatment is equivalent to 20,000 crunches or 20,000 lunges. Reserve a complimentary consultation online at mezzaninemedspa.com. Mezzanine means my friends. mezzaninemedspa.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need an expert to help navigate that home loan process, Rocket can.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. We are so glad that you are joining us this morning. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line every day, every moment of your life. We are streaming. That's not really true. Streaming live, we are, though. DrewSteele.com, the website, Drew Steele, Steele with 3 E's. Please remember the 3 E's. So
Are you Yoda today?
What do you mean, am I Yoda?
Streaming live, we are. What kind of, you speaking like you're Yoda? Streaming live, we are.
Oh, yeah, okay. By the way, the gang's back. Mike Opelka is joining us here. We are live at CPAC, and it is exciting. And not only that, but passing by, and I said, listen, can you stop over here? Eben Brown, Fox News Radio, everybody, is here as well.
Well, I mean, you begged.
We did.
You cajoled.
We threw
you
money on the
things.
table. We tried to make it rain.
You signed the contract.
I would agree with you if I knew what cajole meant. Hey, it's good to see you
You
here.
too, my friend.
It's always a pleasure.
The once every 5 years, even though we, it's just maybe like a 2-hour drive or something.
Yeah, I know.
But he never visits.
Wow. He never offers. All right, we're gonna do this today.
Well, listen, if I just sat around waiting,
yeah, okay,
I would.
By the way, for those that don't know,
I would have starved.
Eben Brown lives in the great state of Florida, so he understands a lot about what is happening. We talk about when people come here, even from CPAC to visit, how different it is a world when you enter the state of Florida as opposed to some of the other places like where Mike Opelka came from. Where
you come from, Mike?
The communist anarchist state of Delaware.
Oh.
Yeah.
And much different.
I don't trust a state without an airport.
It doesn't have an airport? Is that true?
Well, do you count?
No. If a commercial airline doesn't land there.
No, they brought commercial air back to that little strip.
Well, welcome to the 20th century.
Okay. So we are here.
We have sewers now, Eben.
Wow.
So the water does run.
Yes, it
I hate to
does.
break you guys up, but here we are. We're at CPAC.
He's
and,
a journalist.
by the way,
you know.
Matt Schlapp is sitting right over
I
there, right
know.
next to us.
Is that who that is?
That is. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, so possibly we will have him, maybe we'll beg him and cajole. I'll even use that word. Can I cajole? Do you cajole somebody?
I don't think
or-
you cajole Matt.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
Okay.
Probably if you ask,
Yeah.
he'll sit down and talk with you.
He won't.
So, what do you, in the scheme of what has been happening here with COVID and the like, and here in the state of Florida, and obviously with the president, Eben, maybe I might ask you this: quite excitement for the weekend when the president gets here. Former President Trump, and so. Just it's different obviously because we're here in the state as opposed to in D.C., but certainly with the president here.
Yeah. Former
president,
Now,
I know.
wait, Eben,
We're allowed to say
Eben,
that, though.
You are a journalist, and I respect
and
you.
Mr. Trump is the former president.
Yes, he is, but
Yes.
when we talk about President Clinton and President Obama,
But
we
when you
don't
say,
always
but when you
former.
when you say the president,
right,
you are.
Oh,
it
correct.
implies the
Wow.
current.
He's
president.
correct.
good.
He's right.
He's good.
Why do you think
This
he
is why
does what
they-
he does?
He's good.
Why I'm here,
Yes.
Mike.
Very good.
So look, if there's anything that we have known for a while, you, Drew, me, probably you too, Mike, is that Florida really is the new political nexus of this country.
Yeah.
We are the growing population center. Okay, New York's days are over. California's days are over. Texas is frozen solid. And Florida is the growth market for a lot of things, including political organizations. Everyone concentrates their efforts on Florida now. Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals. Everyone wants a piece of this. So happens you can't you can't have a big event like this in the D.C. area where CPAC normally is. I think it's at a hotel right outside D.C., if I remember.
Yep.
But Florida is proving that minimal COVID restrictions will provide the same results as maximum COVID restrictions, and you can breathe a little easier while you're here. Plus, it's February, and my cool watch tells me that it's at this early hour, it's 61 degrees. It'll be in the mid-70s later today, as opposed to being frozen stiff in the nation's capital. So
why are you laughing,
it's
Mike?
it's a good reason to be here. That alone, right? But Florida is very important. This is a state that is truly a swing state. Okay.
Yep.
It has a lot of winnable votes, right?
Yep.
Swing states aren't states you can't win. Swing states are states you can win, and they will decide elections. So there's a lot of good reason to put a lot of political effort here. The American Conservative Union doing it now here is just further demonstrative of that. Look, we have a governor here in this state who, despite much of the media narrative, is doing a fantastic job in handling the COVID-19 health crisis. I don't want to say it's perfect. It's not. But he's done a great job.
Did he get an Emmy?
Well, he didn't get an Emmy. And that's part of the critique here, right? I mean, someone else did get an Emmy, and we know how that's working out. Yes, we do have the former president in this state who will be here on Sunday. And people are wondering if he might be the president yet again, pulling the old Grover Cleveland trick. So if, again, all eyes will turn in some way, in many ways, to Florida. So it makes a lot of sense to do this here and now. I would suspect that across the aisle, not here at the Radio Row, but across the political aisle in the Democratic Party, in liberal circles, so-called progressive circles, they might look to start having events like this here in Florida as well. They did not campaign much in Florida during the presidential election, and it cost them big time. There was a severe miscalculation on the part of the Democratic Party. They lost the state, but they lost a lot of inroads in Miami-Dade County. Should be a Democrat stronghold. The Democrats still won Miami-Dade County, but by a much smaller margin. And that sent a lot of shockwaves through the Democratic establishment in Florida. And trust me, they are licking wounds and trying to figure out how to regain that ground.
No doubt.
Speaking of licking wounds, didn't Florida's Democratic Party kind of
they were myopic when it came to Andrew Gillum, because they thought he had a chance too at one point, and it seems like they
I don't want to say they were myopic. Look, Ron DeSantis won that election by a fraction of a percentage point, so that's not myopic. It goes to show how tight the races are here and how it is winnable either way. Now, we would find out after the fact that there were personal problems that Mr. Gillum has had, and we hope he's doing well. And that might have interfered with his ability to be an effective governor or an attentive governor. We'll never know because he never won the office. So, but he didn't almost win. I mean, excuse me, he didn't, get blown out of the water. He almost won. Yeah. Same situation with the Senate race between Rick Scott and Bill Nelson. And perhaps the most frightening thing for conservatives in this state was the fact that the Republican candidate for Agriculture Secretary lost to Nikki Fried, someone who doesn't really have an agriculture background. She comes from a lobbying background for the medical marijuana
and
field.
Somebody who at the moment right now is making the pitch for 2022. 2022 started yesterday. There's no doubt.
She is the highest-ranking elected Democrat in this state.
Yep.
And that's something you should watch her, obviously. But the fact that the Republicans lost that shows that there was some real impetus on the Democratic Party to try to win that. Now, why is that so important? Why would they fight so hard for an agriculture seat? It's actually agriculture and consumer services.
Yep.
And what does this office manage? You know, Drew.
You talking about guns? Is that what you're talking about?
The concealed carry program in this state. So, forgive my...
that was my sound effects, by the way.
No, medication.
So that's the normal time I wake up. So, yeah, that's the normal time I wake up. So, and the push from March for Our Lives, the Parkland kids, they really got behind Nikki Fried, who had made some promises to try to reel in the concealed carry program, which hasn't happened at all yet. But she is the highest-ranking Democrat in the state, and Republicans shouldn't have lost that. They were the ones who were a bit myopic when it came to that.
Oh, boy, well, I'll tell you, listen, Matt Caldwell, somebody who has been on my program many times and somebody who is Southwest Floridian. We can talk about how what that race... Well, anyway, let's just put it this way. It was a surprise. A shock to some, you might say, that the one seat would go. Mike Opelka, what
he's looking at his watch.
I know he's
going to go. We've been hogging your time.
I know we have been. It's true. I'm
trying not to dominate your show.
No, but this is great.
It's great information. It's the fact that you have the detailed knowledge on what happened in this last election should be a warning to conservatives that they need to be.
And by the way, let me take it as a warning, take it as an indicator that this state is truly a purple state. It could flex either way, and you need to spend your attention here. Republicans, if you're chasing after New York or California, it's a waste, right? You're not going to win it. Democrats have had this pipe dream of flipping Texas. It's not going to happen. Florida is flippable. It bends either way.
Especially with all of the influx from the north. That's been happening.
Well, and that's a big question. There have been questions about how the makeup, the population change here might affect the political makeup. We have people coming from New York and elsewhere in the Northeast, Boston, coming down here. But we also have a tremendous amount of Puerto Ricans. Ever since Hurricane Irma had escaped Puerto Rico, came here. They haven't left. They are American citizens.
Yep.
And now they come here. They take a residency here. Oh, I can vote for the president now because they couldn't do that in Puerto Rico. So that a lot of them chose to stay. And so we still don't really know the full ripple effects of that. I mean, we had one election cycle since that. Really two. We had the midterms and we had the 2020 presidential run. But I don't think we know the full scope of that yet.
Yeah. And the one thing that I really do appreciate about Eben Brown, Fox News Radio, who's standing right in front of us right now, live at CPAC 2021, is that Eben lives in the state of Florida, so he gets it. He knows not only from the perspective of what the reporting would be for everybody outside the area, but when you live in the state and you see this all the time and people will say things outside of the state that they maybe don't realize what's actually going on here, that it's important to have that perspective. All right, my friend. I'm looking at my time, and I'm looking at your time, and I see you looking at your watch. So we're going to catch up maybe tomorrow, later, whatever, wherever you're around.
I'll be here. I'm just right behind the wall.
Yes,
from
you are.
so
You're behind our
I'm
there's
like,
a
well,
wall.
behind and like that, over that way a little bit. But
Yeah.
you'll find me.
We
A
will.
pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you
Yes.
too, Mike.
I've
All right.
appreciated your work.
Evan
Drew?
Brown.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm kidding. I love
appreciate
you, brother.
All right. I'll see you, brother.
See
Thanks
ya.
so much. All right, Evan Brown, Fox News Radio, joining us here at CPAC 2021, which, of course, is going to be extremely well attended, as you can imagine, with the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, here on Sunday. And we're looking forward to having lively discussions today with a lot of folks. And by the way, I don't know who's going to be necessarily stopping by at any given time. So I know we'll have our usual Thursday with Byron Donalds. Congressman Donalds will join us, I believe, at 8:05. And we have what did I miss?
Tommy Lahren is going to be here.
Oh yes,
today.
and Tommy Lahren is going to be on with us.
My former Blaze cohort.
So this is going to be and let's mention this. So we'll have Tommy Lahren on.
I'll behave.
No, I don't want you to. I want you to be the same person
I
you've always
was
been.
lying anyway, just to calm you down.
That. But I will be. I'll be interested to hear what she has to say, and also the questions that you'll be.
I've been working on them.
Have you been?
So as to phrase them without putting her into a bad situation, but painting her into a corner.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that will be very interesting. All right, 239-479-5592. By the way, there's the phone number if you want to call, and maybe you have questions about anything that's happening here live at CPAC in Orlando at what is across the street, the Orange County Convention Center, which is ginormous.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When did they turn the air conditioning on?
Oh, is it not? Are you hot as well?
Yeah.
I'm sorry
it's
about
warm.
that.
And you have a jacket on. I took mine off.
Yeah, I'm going
to take my pants off, too.
Okay, look at the time. We got to take a break. Why don't we do that? Jake, let's go to break right now, and when we come back, we'll have more live here from
Boxers.
CPAC. And
It's boxers,
hey, where
not
did you want?
briefs.
When we come back, where did you want to go first this morning, as far as topics and things?
Can we talk about Hillary's book?
Yes, we can.
Or the Jeep Cherokee?
Both. We can
All
do
of that.
Watch the magic of Mike Opelka weave Hillary Clinton, a new book, and Cherokee all in one beautiful, well-crafted. Well, he's going to try to do that
That's
later,
too
so
much-
just stick around.
too
Yeah.
much pressure.
Okay. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along, and look at you. It's traffic, and there's Sabrina Katz.
North Cape commuters, if you're heading towards Nelson Road, it is slowing down to Diplomat. Also delays building on Country Club Boulevard. Not a major backup, but traffic slowing down south to Cape Coral Parkway. Still very nice over both bridges heading into Fort Myers, luckily. There is that closure on Tamiami Trail northbound if you're heading towards Charlotte County. This is between Adalia and Cranberry Boulevard due to an incident involving a deputy. You can navigate around this if you take Chamberlain to Cornelius. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Enjoy your Thursday. Picture perfect forecast. Plenty of sunshine from start to finish. Cool morning, warm afternoon with a high temperature of 84. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Hey, Alexa, play 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Facebook says it's banning the military in Burma from using Facebook and Instagram effective immediately. The company says events since the February 1st military coup, including deadly violence against protesters, prompted the action. Tiger Woods' auto accident is drawing attention to the SUV he was driving because LA County deputies say it helped save his life. An auto analyst tells the New York Post the unexpected attention could give the Genesis SUV a needed sales boost. A survey by Lending Tree shows half of Americans say one or more of their favorite restaurants has closed during the pandemic. And stocks rose yesterday with the Dow gaining 424 points to close at a record. Statements from the Federal Reserve about keeping interest rates low, lifting investor confidence. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This planet is so gorgeous and so incredibly beautiful that I can't get enough of it. I just can't. I did 950 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail and then decided I wanted to go hike in the Himalayas. I was not 20 years old. I was 64 years old. And the Good Feet was with me all the way.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Dale actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
Your passion's important, but if your body aches and if your heel feels like you've got a nail stuck in it and won't come out, trust me, it's going to wear you down. The Good Feet store knew what they were talking about and took the time to really dial in what I needed. At 64 years of age, I hiked 84 miles in the Himalaya and to do it pain-free. You think I'm not grateful for art supports from Good Feet? I mean, come on. I'm Dale, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Hi, this is John Lawrence with CGU Homes, residential home builder in Southwest Florida. Born and raised right here in Naples and part of the building industry for over 2 decades, I've been fortunate enough to witness firsthand incredible growth within our community. Here at CGU Homes, we understand that a real estate investment in Southwest Florida is an investment into your future. Naples is booming, and with a limited inventory and an exceptional level of demand, now is the right time to build new or renovate your existing home. Our team at CGU Homes will make the building process enjoyable and seamless, from offering free pre-construction services to building genuine relationships that last a lifetime. We are proud of our reputation that is built on a foundation of trust and reliability. When you're ready to start your lifelong memories with a new build or a remodel of your existing home, please visit us online at cguhomes.com. That's cguhomes.com. And God bless the USA.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to naplesnissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Lois. At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now.
Sorry, I'm too busy.
We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
If we weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
On the next Drew Barrymore show, it's Design Week. We're going to make over some spaces with HGTV's Hometown Couple.
Saloon doors. Where can we put these?
In the dumpster. With a redesign for the record book. Plus, Billie Holiday star Andra Day. I can't wait for this story that you're going to tell. All new Drew.
Drew, today at 3 on Wink.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
There is always a better way, and we will always chase after it. We're building a cleaner energy future with millions of solar panels, and we're using the latest technology, investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. As we see it, the horizon is always moving, and to chase it is to deliver America's best energy value for you and for Florida. See how at fpl.com/value.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. Everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Offices, Fort Myers and
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair.
The 97th Annual Southwest Florida and Lee County Fair opens today at 4 p.m. with $1 day. This is $1 gate admission and $1 rides with a minimum of $10 purchase. Free daily entertainment such as Renata the Band. Parking is free. Visit swflcfair.com for details and specials. Following CDC guidelines.
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair.
Wink News traffic.
North Cape commuters, if you're heading towards Nelson Road, it is slowing down to Diplomat. Also delays building on Country Club Boulevard. Not a major backup, but traffic slowing down south to Cape Coral Parkway. Still very nice over both bridges heading into Fort Myers, luckily. There is that closure on Tamiami Trail northbound if you're heading towards Charlotte County. This is between Adalia and Cranberry Boulevard due to an incident involving a deputy. You can navigate around this if you take Chamberlain to Cornelius. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a picture-perfect, beautiful day of weather. Cool morning, but then a much warmer afternoon. Highs will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. So we're sunny, dry today into tomorrow. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. 1 or 2 stray showers are possible, but most are dry. Warming trend into the weekend. Even record highs will be possible. Temperatures ranging from the mid-80s along the coastline to the lower 90s inland. Mixture of sunshine and clouds and breezy with more warm weather into next week, too. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Rush all along.
It's Fred Kobe with Kobe Cooling. I was lucky enough to hear my friend Rush Limbaugh on his very first broadcast in Florida over 30 years ago. After more than 24,000 hours of listening to Rush, I feel like we're buddies. I've always been proud to advertise in his time slot because we love Rush Limbaugh. My father and I used to talk about Rush every day. It gave us some commonality, and I'll cherish those moments forever. We pray for Rush's wife, Catherine, and his brother and family, and we hope that God's healing hands finds them. And until we meet again, Maha Rushi, mega dittos from all of the Kobes at Kobe Cooling. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313.
This is Lois.
At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now. Sorry, I'm too busy.
We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
If we weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust Wink News, weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel.
Wow, delightful.
Rach is bringing it back to her 30-minute roots.
We're going to take a little help from the store.
With a quick and easy chicken dinner.
Not bad, huh?
Then, small closet spaces are no match for celebrity stylist June Ambrose.
Don't put yourself in anything that will make you sad.
Plus, from the new Tom and Jerry movie, Michael Pena.
I'll cook on your show, and you'll just have to get a fire extinguisher.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
Getting a little extra is always a good thing. Getting up to an extra $8,000 for your old car, that's incredible. For 3 days only, hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral for the incredible trade-in event. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday only, get an extra $8,000 overbook value for your vehicle when you put it towards a new Nissan. Your $2,000 vehicle is now $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. You get an extra $8,000. Sutherland is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. So if you thought your car was only worth a few $100, not anymore. It's worth up to $8,000 at Sutherland Nissan. Incredible? You bet it is. And it's why this is the incredible trade-in event. But hurry, this event is now through Monday only. If you ever wanted to get a lot of extra money for your old car, this is it. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Shop online at NissanSales.com or CapeCoralNissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. See dealer for details.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592. And as you can see, if you're at drewsteele.com, as we stream live there each and every day, Steele with 3 E's, and also YouTube and Facebook for the time being. You know how it goes with tech. At Drew Steele Radio, you can see that we are live from CPAC 2021. That's where we are in Orlando. And Mike Opelka, who's sitting right beside me, next to me at the moment, as to which we speak to you. And what's the matter? What are you looking at?
I was just being silly because
Why?
there was a camera.
Oh,
because I can.
the camera's
be.
right there.
I know. I went.
Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't.
No.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about this morning, I have to ask if you have had the opportunity and get your thoughts on, especially with the former president of the United States coming here to CPAC on Sunday. And the amount of people that will be here because of the former president that will be excited to see him. This suggestion that somehow that the party is going in a different direction and wants to go in a different direction. I'm not sure that you, as the party, would want to make that decision, because that might be one you would make at your own peril, to assume that the masses have had enough with one Donald Trump.
Have they?
No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
I mean, even Mitt Romney could do the math on this one.
Yeah.
He can. Seriously, he looked at the polls, which 65% in one poll and 75% in another, said that Donald Trump should run in 2024. And so Mitt saw it and figured it out. And I was more stunned Sunday on Fox and Friends.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I'm a friend or whatever. But
why would you not be a friend?
Well, I like Will Cain a lot. I think he's a really measured and smart voice. But Jedediah Bila on Sunday said Donald Trump should not be speaking at CPAC.
Which is ridiculous.
Her reasons are different than Liz Cheney's.
Okay.
Her reasons are strictly because she approves of this presidential role that presidents are saying they never should speak as they're initially out of office.
By the way, we were waving the Matt Schlapp who just walked by. And,
I keep forgetting people can see.
And I
it.
was like, can you come? It's like,
yeah,
he'll come back later.
We're begging.
Yeah,
but Cheney and Bila both want Donald Trump not to speak, but for different reasons. Cheney still thinks Donald Trump should have nothing to do with anything GOP or the government.
Which is, it's unbelievable. And by the way, that brings up this audio that I wanted to play, and then we'll comment on this in case you missed it from yesterday. So you have the awkward moment of House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy standing there with Steve Scalise and with Liz Cheney. Just an odd combination there. You knew the press was going to ask the question, Mike. You knew this was going to come up.
The combination isn't odd when you look at who they are. They're 1, 2, and 3 in the party in the House.
Yeah, I guess the combination was odd when you look at it and think that here you have Liz Cheney, who clearly, obviously, doesn't want to have anything to do with Donald Trump and doesn't believe the country should have anything to do with Donald Trump, and obviously has other intentions that she would like to see when it comes to Donald Trump, and maybe some of them might be, I don't want to say the word criminal in her eyes, but yeah, that's the way she speaks, like summoning a mob, the way she talked about it yesterday. But then you have Kevin McCarthy, and Steve Scalise, who many believe are not in the same camp as Liz Cheney. So that kind of awkwardness.
Not only not in the same camp.
Same
where
universe.
Was McCarthy last week?
Yeah, where
he
was he?
At Mar-a-Lago with the president.
Right. So
talking about 2022.
So it's not the same universe.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
All right. So here's a reporter asking a question of the group, and let me see if I can get this audio up.
Do you believe President Trump should be speaking, or former President Trump should be speaking at CPAC this weekend?
Yes. Yes, he should. So she said, do you think that President Trump should be speaking at CPAC this weekend? And Kevin McCarthy said, yes, he should. Period. Okay. But it gets better. Hold on.
Should. Congressman Cheney?
Gotta ask Liz Cheney. No. Do you think House Minority Leader McCarthy is going to give the last say on this?
Well,
to a press that is begging.
If you're watching the video online, because The Hill has the clip, Cheney's suddenly turning completely red, and smoke is coming from the neck.
Yep. Like you knew this was going to happen. And this is something that we talked about yesterday, and I'll bring it up, and then you can comment on this. And here you go, Liz Cheney's answer.
That's up to CPAC. I've been clear in my views about President Trump and the extent to which following January 6th, I don't believe that he should be playing a role in the future of the party or the country.
On that high note, thank you all very much.
On that high note.
You know, McCarthy is rarely someone I think of as quick and glib, and I give him points for that one.
Yep. Yeah, that was quick and glib. And there you go. A part of the reason why, and I mentioned this yesterday, and you can talk about this as well, as we're live from CPAC 2021 here in Orlando on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. When I played the audio yesterday of what Liz Cheney said in that Zoom interview, where she talked about, summoning the mob and that he shouldn't have anything to do with the party, all of this, that this is why, in some ways, in a lot of ways, that Liz Cheney is a problem for the party and for anything to happen positively for the party moving forward. Because if you are quick to dismiss the president and then give them the talking point, right to giving it to him. Here it is on a platter when she talked about it yesterday, and talked about how we have to make sure that the party is doesn't appear to be, or however she put it exactly, about white supremacy. We have to make that point that the Republican Party is in no way aligned with white supremacy, as if anybody was thinking about that or believes that, or only you and the left do that. And so you jumped right into it and gave them the talking points, and that's the problem.
And they're going to use her in campaign ads. And that clip will damage the party. And that clip, that moment yesterday, comes a day after Rick Scott put out that letter saying the Civil War is over. Yeah. And then suddenly Liz Cheney says, oh, no, it's not.
Which is, what is, if you had to guess, it's just us talking.
And
right
you
now.
Can't, and you, okay, but you can't throw her out because she's a female.
Well, there's that. No. Well,
and she's
yeah.
a Cheney.
Yeah, well, there's that.
So you've got legacy and wokeness all combined in one.
And you want to call out the hypocrisy. You tell me one person on the left that has ever had a kind word for a Cheney.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, can
I'm
you think
thinking.
of exactly?
Well, today they're all praising her.
Exactly, that's the point. You will use you as long as you're a useful person to us. We're using you. But anyway, so I wonder, as we are here at CPAC 2021 live, I wonder what Matt Schlapp would say about that. I wonder what.
Well, let's ask him why isn't Liz Cheney speaking?
That's
the way you asked the question.
Okay,
yeah, this is how. See, I was working on my Tommy Lahren question.
Okay.
And this is how you do it. You say, "Hey, there's 100 people speaking at CPAC, a gorgeous mosaic of conservatives. Were we just full? Is that why Liz Cheney's not on the list?"
Oh man!
And we'll have to bury that in the middle of the interview, or it might be the end.
Or do we prep him?
No.
Do we explain? No, you don't. And again, a little inside baseball. If you're watching DrewSteele.com, you're going to see Mike Opelka's face turn red in just a minute. A little inside baseball in our CPAC history here for Daybreak. We can't go one single CPAC without mentioning the John Bolton moment live on the air at CPAC. I believe it was 2018?
2019.
Was it 2019?
Last year was 2020.
No, it was 28. It was when it was before he, it was when he was still former ambassador. He had nothing to do with the administration.
Right.
He was here, right? So wasn't that 2018 or was that 2019?
I think it was 2019.
One of those years. And so if you've seen a picture of John Bolton, you know that John Bolton has a mighty mustache that is. And so Mike Opelka decided he was going to ask a question at the end of the interview, and I wish I had the audio for it. I still can't find it. You want to tell everybody what you asked him?
Well, yeah, because you thought I was going to ask one question, and that's why you teed it up. We're wrapping up the interview with this esteemed character with his fabulous mustache, and you're like, well, do you want to ask him the question? Are you going to ask him the question? And I thought you were setting me up to ask the question about the Lorax.
No, I wasn't. So Mike Opelka decided to ask John Bolton to his face here at CPAC. We were in D.C. at the time, sitting right in front of us. If you're watching at the chair that I'm pointing at right now,
there.
that microphone, you said to him, tell everybody what you said.
I said, has anyone ever told you that you kind of look like the Lorax? And an animated character with a fabulous mustache.
And if you were to look at a picture of the Lorax and John Bolton, there have been many memes that were made, created that way specifically. And
he looked at me and
smiled.
Smiled and was like, I have no idea what that is. Which is the politically correct answer whenever you're in a bad situation. If somebody tees you up with a question and you know it's dangerous territory, you just have to say, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And that's a sign I'm not going to answer that question.
But to be fair, we kind of threw that down because we were cool with the outcome, which would be, this guy's never going to come to us again.
Yeah,
we were
never
totally okay with John Bolton never coming to do an interview with us again. So we were like, if you did. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, let's do this. Let's take a break right now. And when we come back, we have a couple of guests that are going to be stopping by that we are going to have a great conversation with. One of them is David Safavian. He's the director of the ACU Foundation's Nolan Center for Justice. Talk a little bit about justice reform and I wonder what things are going to look like now.
And we have to talk about Hillary's book.
And Hillary's book. He's excited to talk about Hillary's book.
It's so stupid.
And you expected anything else from Hillary Clinton because...
Well, it's full of the new portmanteau I created, hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy and irony all jammed into one.
I love it. Okay, we'll talk about it coming up. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash in Lehigh Acres this morning at the intersection of Alabama and 82 is slowing traffic down. If you are heading southbound towards this part of town, I would really just stick to 48th Street, take 48th to Ida. That will get you onto Meadow Road, and then you can take Meadow to Sunshine, and you can navigate around the slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Enjoy your Thursday. Picture perfect forecast. Plenty of sunshine from start to finish. Cool morning, warm afternoon with a high temperature of 84. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Rush Limbaugh.
There's a new law in the works in San Francisco taking aim at tech companies. The proposed law would ban businesses from having employee cafeterias. Now, the new law is intended to force employees at companies like Twitter, Facebook, Uber, Google, and Apple to go out for lunch in order to help local restaurants who complain that they cannot compete with these employee cafeterias. Their problem is that tech companies don't charge their employees for meals. Food's a perk. Now, to no one's surprise, the proposed law has the backing of the Golden Gate Restaurant Association. Executive Director Gwyneth Borden says they simply can't compete with free. We conservatives know that, trying to deal with you people on the left. It's about time you learned it. Anyway, if these liberal lawmakers get their way, thousands of their liberal voters and employees of liberal tech companies will have to step over piles of human poop on San Francisco streets, risk getting mugged or worse, to dig into their own pockets to pay for their own food. This could be the first time in recorded history liberal politicians have gone on record against the concept of a free lunch for their own people. This is a big deal.
Benjamin Franklin once wrote,
Nothing can be said to be certain, except death and taxes.
Hold on there, Benji. You can't even rely on that much thanks to identity thieves.
Pardon?
Tax forms have all your personal info in one place. And this is the season when it can get emailed, shared, and possibly exposed to identity thieves. They might even try to file your tax return before you do.
This shan't stand.
No, it shan't. Because LifeLock monitors your info and alerts you to identity threats. If you become a victim, a dedicated US-based specialist will help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but LifeLock helps you keep what's yours. Join today and save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS for 25% off at LifeLock.com. And remember,
25% saved is 25% earned.
Are you suffering from knee, ankle, shoulder, back, or neck pain? It may be osteoarthritis or degenerative joint disease, a common cause of chronic joint pain. Join Nick Gannum from Physicians Rehabilitation every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and learn major advancements in how you can treat these painful conditions. You'll learn how new treatments can provide immediate pain relief without any surgery, utilizing viscose supplementation and cutting-edge stem cell treatment. Tune in this Saturday morning at 6 or call their office at 687-2165 and online at physiciansrehab.com.
The Mega Mall meat sale in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte right now for a limited time. Hurry now. 20 ribeyes for $30. EBT, credit cards, debit cards, all payments accepted. Last chance to compare 5-star steaks to Omaha Steak Box steak deals and save on the ribeyes. 20 ribeyes for $30. Look for the big tent at Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Also on the big truck, crazy deals on premium steak, pork, seafood, and gourmet chicken breast. Everything must go. It's a truckload meat mania sale. Look for the big tent at the Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Crazy deals on Kansas City strips, fillets, bacon wrap fillets, mega ribeyes, and get 20 ribeyes for $30. The Mega Mall meat sale going on now at Edison Mall in Port Charlotte Town Center. Don't wait.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak live from CPAC 2021 here in beautiful Orlando. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, you can see what is going on around us right now. Pretty quiet, no doubt. at the moment, but things are starting to, as you can see, if you're looking in the hallway there, things are starting to heat up, though, a little bit. So we are excited to have Tommy Laren's going to be on later on this morning.
Yes.
Matt Boyle will be on with us.
Yes.
And Mike Opelka, who's sitting right next to me.
I'm sorry.
And David Safavian's going to join us. He's with the American Conservative Union and the Nolan Center. We're going to talk a little bit about criminal justice and justice reform, and I wonder where things go from here. So we'll, with this new administration, so we'll have that conversation while we're waiting for him, and he's still talking with
I have
folks.
something I know that's going to make you very upset.
Yeah, tell me.
University of Washington.
Yeah.
Which is in Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a state named after?
Bill Clinton.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to hit you before this is over.
Go ahead.
And the university is named after? Bill's
Martha.
wife.
Martha.
Yeah, Martha Washington.
There
That's
you go.
right. University of Washington, named for Martha Washington. No, you dolt. It's named for the guy on the $1 bill.
Oh, all right.
So this university has a petition signed by at least 8,000 students right now demanding that it be renamed, that they remove a statue of George Washington and rename the university because they're the wokest place on the planet.
And that's where we are, unless and who gets to decide what? How do we do this? Who's making the rules right now in culture?
Well, I read a great analysis of this yesterday on Twitter, which is really the font of all great philosophy in our age today. And a woman said, "How did a generation raised on South Park suddenly be offended by everything?"
It's true. It is true, and I, those are the two things that I always ask is number one, who are the arbiters of all things woke? Like, who do you go to? Who's the leader of woke?
The loudest. That's how we decide things. It's not about facts anymore, as Ben Shapiro has taught us. It's about feelings, and whoever has the loudest feelings is obviously the leader.
Well, But seriously, though, whoever's the loudest, but they're all competing for. I mean, what do we do? We're going to have some kind of meter to find out who's got the loudest decibels, and it's quote unquote. I mean, it seems like it's leaderless, but it's also something that I'm getting tired of certain individuals, and you could probably think of somebody right off the top of your head where they just acquiesce. It's just like, I guess that's where we're going. I guess that's what we're going to have to do. We don't have any right or opportunity to push back.
Well, I will tell you there are 3 instances where this has changed, because I was looking at changing the name of the country to the USS, the United States of Surrender, because we have been surrendering on so many levels on so many issues. But in just the past week, there have been so many things that have lifted my spirits. But it's about people standing up and saying, basta. Right. No, we're going to stop this. California, San Francisco School District, which had voted, the school board voted to take Washington, Lincoln, Einstein off the names of schools because people were offended by them. Guess what happened? Enough people complained that the city went, hold on a second, we're not doing that.
Right.
We look like morons. So San Francisco stopped. New York, which had the governor who sold a poster saying how great he was, got a book contract to show what a leader he was, got an Emmy Award for killing 15,000 seniors. Now he's finally under fire. And all of this is coming into play, and it's because people stood up and said, no mas.
Well, there needs to be more. It needs to be the movement of the day.
Well, that's why right now so many people called when I filled in for Trey last week and said, we feel like we're overwhelmed. We lost the House, the Senate, and the White House. And we feel like all this stuff is being shoved down our throats. Well, when we see people stand up and complain, and you have to complain locally and nationally. You have to complain to your local reps, your school board, your representatives, and your senators.
Yeah.
You have to call. They listen to volume. and mass. So the loud voice can get it done.
Oh, there's no doubt. And believe me, we're going to be loud voices this year and to come because we're not taking this locally. 239-479-5592. All right, Jake, we're going to go to break. And when we come back, we are live from CPAC 2021. The honorable John Cassio, program director, has shown up here as well.
The pen stealer.
With a smile that can light up a room.
He stole my pen yesterday.
The smile that can light up a room.
Pen stealer.
Why don't we should show up. You don't want to be on camera.
He took my pen.
He's so shy. He's such a shy.
I borrowed my pen. I see he has brought it back.
All right.
All is forgiven.
All right.
Cassio.
More from CPAC 2021 live. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
My name's Barry. I live right above you. I don't host parties. I host after parties. They're like parties, only louder and nobody goes home. You can see right here, I ripped out all the carpeting because it was holding me back, my pogo stick. Man's got a pogo. Oh, I'm a prankster. I'll grease up a soda can and then when somebody grabs it, boom!
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. It could help your offer stand out. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLS. ConsumerAccess.org, number 330.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Plus, all along. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
50 million shots. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden plans to mark that milestone today as Pfizer and Moderna ramp up production of their COVID vaccines, and the FDA moves closer to approving a third vaccine version. If it does,
we anticipate allocating 3 to 4 million doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccine next week.
White House coronavirus response coordinator Jeff Zients says 20 million by the end of March. FDA scientists have concluded Johnson & Johnson's one-dose version is safe. But there is still worry about COVID variants, including a new one in New York, where Fox's Tanya J. Powers is live.
Dave, 2 teams of researchers have found that new variant called B.1.526, and they say it's spreading rapidly in New York City. The New York Times reports that it first appeared in November, and by the middle of this month, it accounted for about 1 in 4 cases shared by scientists in a database. The studies were done by groups at Caltech and Columbia University. They've not been peer-reviewed or published in a scientific journal. Columbia's research found that patients carrying the mutation were about 6 years older on average and more likely to have been hospitalized. Dave?
Tanya, conservatives are gathering in Orlando for the CPAC conference that'll end Sunday with former President Trump's first speech since leaving office right after Congressman Jim Jordan speaks.
He's going to give a great speech, and President Trump is the leader of our party, and that is a darn good thing.
But his fellow Republican in the House, Adam Kinzinger, a Trump critic, told the Fox News Rundown podcast,
the president, I think, will have a role going forward. I think it will be diminished.
because as he's out of office, I think people will be looking for the next thing.
Kinzinger was among 10 Republicans who joined Democrats in the House voting to impeach President Trump over the deadly Capitol attack. Now, the House will hold its first hearing into the riot this morning. The acting Capitol Police chief will tell lawmakers they had intelligence armed extremists might be gathering that day when Trump supporters stormed in. More than 250 people have been charged. America's listening to Fox News.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. When you're running a business, you don't have time to worry about slow internet or confusing cybersecurity. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. You can add the advanced security of Comcast Business Security Edge to help eliminate threats. And enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing 24/7 support is just a phone call away. It's internet and advanced security made simple, so you can bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to add Comcast Business Security Edge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay required. Security Edge available when added to Comcast Business Internet for additional monthly charge. Call for details.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. We're so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We are streaming live, drewsteele.com. As you can see, if you're at the website, drewsteele.com, which is mobile friendly for your phone and for your smart device, even your computer, or you're on YouTube or Facebook, wherever, at Drew Steele Radio. And again, Steele has 3 E's. You can see that we are live from CPAC 2021. And we're at the Orlando Orange County Convention Center in Orlando is where we are. Basically, it's pretty much where we are. And everything's looking good. It is a beautiful day. People are excited. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, will be here over the weekend on Sunday. So a lot of excitement as we've been talking about even this morning about the fact that the way the party has been going lately and what they've been saying, and the fact that you got Liz Cheney, who's, I guess, trying to bring together one side of the party, a side that should be lost and long gone.
The Democrat side.
Yeah, the Democrat side of the Republican Party.
You know what we're calling them?
What do you call them?
You know Thomas Massie, one of my favorite congressmen.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Massie. Massie termed them MINO. Moderates in name only. And so I said, well, can we pronounce it minnow? Because that's kind of what they are. They're minnows. They're little scared fish who all swim together in a school. None of them are big enough to live on their own. So Liz Cheney is one of the minnows at this point.
I like that. And speaking of one of the minnows here with us right now. Look at you. It's program director for the great station 92.5 Fox News. It's the one and only John Cassio who is stepped up to the microphone this morning. Oh, well, hey, sir. How are you today?
Hi. It's such a nice morning. Nice to see you guys.
It is.
What are you, Mr. Rogers now? Hi, welcome to the neighborhood.
How's everybody?
You're not a minnow. You're a shark.
I've never been called a minnow in my life.
Nope. We'll leave that for another day. All right. So a lot of other things that we're going to go on here about. All right.
I
let's
love him.
So,
you know that. He gave me my pen back.
I know he did. Coming up this hour, we are going to have I got to look at the list. He's like, Cassio's like, look at the list, Drew.
Yeah.
Look at the list. We've got a list. Why don't you tell us? Why don't you do something?
Yeah, no. Coming up 7:35, Amanda Milius is coming on.
Yes.
Who
tell us
is amazing.
Tell us why.
So she took the Lee Smith book about the plot against President Trump and turned it into a documentary, which had a hard time, obviously, getting distribution because it tells the truth.
Right.
And we don't do that here. So
we do it here.
We do it here as a government. We don't.
Conservatives, we certainly do.
So Amanda took Lee Smith's book and made it live, and you could watch it on Amazon. It's an amazing view.
Yep.
And she's going to tell you how the nice guy, Joe Biden, was part of this coup against President Trump from the get-go.
Really?
Yeah. He's such a nice fellow, though. That's why we voted for him.
Oh, he's grief man. That's my contention, that he has a superpower of empathy.
Yeah.
And he's capable of crying in a single bound. He can get the entire nation crying, and he does it well. I'm not mocking him. Okay, I am. But his really only power, he doesn't come out with a commanding presence and give you guidance on legislation.
Commanding presence? He's not sure where he is. How do you have a commanding presence when you're not sure if it's pudding time or not?
But if you, is it pudding time?
Oh,
but
boy,
if
would
you
I like
want
some pudding
people
right now.
to die, if you want people to cry, he will
will
talk,
die too.
He will talk about careers. He will talk about the unfortunate death of his son, Bo, and endlessly, and he'll bring people to weeping. And so he is the mourner in chief, and that's usually the presence or the job of a vice president. Hey, we got a guy who died in Uganda. You got to go there to the funeral. That's what the VP does. But
he does love going to funerals.
He's good at it. He's grief
is.
man.
But wait a minute.
The way you say that, you're right.
I know.
Sorry.
Thank you.
He is always at around. He is the typical guy who lives in like the senior community who is like looking through the paper. Where can I go to the funeral?
Phil died.
Wait a minute. What?
They'll have a good spread there.
Now wait a second. What gives you that idea that he's like somebody who's in a basement someplace who doesn't want to come out and play? And
wait a minute. You heard that one of his aides said the quiet part out loud.
Well, tell us
that COVID was a gift to Joe Biden.
Yeah, well, that's...
Wow.
She said that yesterday. I've got to get the name. One of his insiders said publicly COVID was a gift to Joe Biden because it allowed him to not go out and campaign.
I believe it. All right. We have to do this because we said we were going to do it, so we'll talk more about that, certainly with Amanda Milius. Milius?
Milius, yeah.
Milius. I want to get the name right. Milius.
Yeah.
What?
No. Okay. Amanda Reckon with. That's her name.
I don't know why I said Milius. Okay, anyway.
Well, yeah, it's fascinating. God,
well, I can't wait to talk about that because Lee Smith is amazing. I mean, we know Lee Smith has been on the program a few times, and he's incredible. So we're looking forward to that conversation. Now, the other thing is that Mike Opelka will not stop talking about Hillary's book, and he's excited about. Did you know Hillary has a new book out?
I did know Hillary had a new book.
Well, it's coming out this fall.
Okay,
and I think if
I just don't know where this is going.
I don't know either. That's why Mike Opelka is here at CPAC to ensure that we have no idea where things are going.
We're at CPAC talking Hillary. It is you can't get more dangerous than what we're doing right now.
That's us. We live on the edge.
See, I knock on the door and you guys open it, and that's what I love because you know that I'll get close to the cliff. But I'm just going to wrap my toes around the edge.
All right,
I'm not
go
so Hillary
toe,
Clinton
man.
and her ghostwriting friend who now has to be given credit, Louise Penny, are putting together a novel, and it's a thriller.
A thriller? What's it based on?
Well, it's not autobiographical, but it is about a Secretary of State.
Why are you laughing?
I heard bits and pieces of this. Yes, I thought this was a joke, but this is
This
real.
is
She
real.
really put a novel together.
Yeah, well, she
okay, I know
didn't.
you're going to tell us about it, but
She didn't. Louise Penny.
right, and she threw her name on to get a couple of bucks on the side.
Well, the last one James Patterson wrote.
Yeah.
And so, and then the one What Happened, do you think she wrote that? No, because if she'd actually written What Happened, it would have said What the hell happened.
So what kind of thriller? So what kind of thriller is this?
No, that was a different book. Hillary had a book after the 2016 election called What Happened.
Wow.
And, it should have been What the Hell Happened. And you get a copy of it when you buy a case of Chardonnay so you can drink your troubles away and then faint or pass out in a pool of your own vomit. I'm just saying, that's while you're walking in the woods.
Good morning. Yes, 239-479-5592. Send your card and letters, care of John Cassio in the station, and we'll be sure to read.
Anyway, the former
So tell us
Secretary of
about the
State has this book that's coming out in the fall called State of Terror. And it's about a Secretary of State who goes rogue.
Yes, it
After
is.
It's so great.
a series of terrorist attacks throw the global order into disarray, the Secretary is tasked with assembling a team to unravel a deadly conspiracy to kill the president.
Boom, boom.
Is there anybody more desperate to try to get people convinced that either she would have been or is or could have been the best president ever to walk the planet? Is there somebody who is more insecure in herself
You
than
could
Hillary
have stopped
Clinton?
at, is there somebody more desperate?
Okay,
You could have stopped
desperate.
right there.
Okay.
It's. I'll tell you what. She made the comment, right, that I live rent free in Donald Trump's head.
Yeah.
It's totally opposite.
Of course it is.
She's absolutely obsessed.
This is all the Democrats are. When they point a finger at you, there's 3 point right back at them.
Honestly, do you guys remember the last time he said anything about Hillary Clinton?
No.
Like anything.
No. Not.
And she continues to tweet stuff and talk about stuff and come up with fake books that actually happened.
This high-stakes thriller of international intrigue features a behind-the-scenes global drama informed by details only an insider would know.
Do we find out who killed Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, he didn't kill himself.
Well, we know that.
Well, Kreskin, thank you.
Can I just tell you something? We're live. If you're not watching, you need to watch DrewSteele.com. Steele with 3 E's. This might be the most epic CPAC yet. John Cassio is the program director of 92.5 Fox News, along with Mike Opelka and myself. If you're not watching the show, one thing I wish I could pan the camera around because it's a little early and it's quiet around here and everybody's looking at us.
People are looking, going,
like all the other, we're on Radio Row, right? So if you could go up and down the row, you see all the different hosts from all the stations across the country. Tommy Lahren walked by just a few minutes ago.
With Lawrence Jones
as
well.
At the end, Fox Nation is at the end of the row. And and everybody's looking because they're not used to people being so awake at this.
Well, you got a bunch of people doing radio shows in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and they're saying stuff like, well, the Convention of States is only 7 states short of requiring a constitutional vote. And we're over here going, Hillary's read the book that thinks she's going to be a secret agent. I mean, it's just too good. We see the ridiculousness of life, and the word we coined earlier, the portmanteau of the day, the hypocrisy, the hypocritical irony that exists in our world. The fact that Pantsuit Patty she's got bulletproof pantsuits that she fights off the terrorists trying to take down the world and the president.
Is that it's in the book?
No, I'm making that
if it's
up.
not, it should be.
Everything we're talking about's in the book.
If it's not, it should be. All right.
What's it called again? If I Were President?
That's the subtitle. It's called State of Terror. I just wish they would really mock themselves appropriately. Had they any self-awareness, they would say, okay, we're going to call it State of Terror, and people are going to think that we're going to write a serious novel that's going to be a thriller. we're going to mock the genre of horror films. And they should have made a slasher movie.
All right, so I'm gonna pivot here and just say this. Here's a pivot. I wonder if a Republican president comes along and has a Republican House and Senate. I wonder if they could do something like, I don't know, say that maybe this book and Democrats and the left shouldn't have major media networks or the ability to write books like this because they're so misleading to make this sound like Hillary Clinton would have done something like this or this actually happened. It's fake news, and I would say after what happened on Capitol Hill yesterday and some of the most chilling testimony you could possibly imagine, that they would be going after conservative media and the blatant way that the left wants to shut down conservative media. I wonder if it's one of these situations where if you're going to do that, be careful what you wish for, because ultimately, if things were to turn, are you suggesting that, again, that Republicans are just going to lay back and allow this kind of thing to happen? Conservatives are just going to allow for those, the arbiters of all things that are right and true, and I still don't know who that is. I guess Congress will be able to do that. I don't know how you would legislate it. I don't know how constitutionally you can, but I'm just trying to make the point that it's interesting that Hillary Clinton could write a book that's a thriller, but has too many connections to, hey, I would have been a super cool president, and you have no idea if it wasn't for Russia. Give me a break. That on the other side of this, you've got Newsmax, you've got OANN, you've got Fox News called out by Congress in this letter that was put out to go to different cable providers to suggest that somehow our voices shouldn't be heard. How outrageous is this?
This parallels what happened to Rush Limbaugh, and God rest his soul, in 2007 or 2004 when Harry Reid and 41 other Democrats, senators, signed a letter to Rush Limbaugh calling him out for a lie that they were pushing.
Right.
And Rush at least had the pelotas to stand up to them and mock them and sell the letter for charity. And he said, this is one of the greatest stories about Rush Limbaugh. This letter comes to him. It's chastising him. It's signed by 42 senators, including Dingy Harry, as he used to love to call him. And Rush said, what are we going to do? And one of his buddies said, why don't you sell it for charity, mock it, and give the money to the children of Marines and dead law enforcement for scholarships. And he said, I'm going to do that, and I will match the donation, because they thought it'd get $100,000, right? So they put it on eBay, one of the earliest charity auctions on eBay. Do you know how much money it raised?
It was a lot.
$2.1 million.
Yeah.
And he matched it. So $4.2 million was raised. It became a gigantic news story, including Rush explaining the lie they were pushing that was totally Bravo Sierra. Harry Reid had to apologize publicly and thank Rush for what he did. So I think if we have anyone that can stand up, every one of those networks, OAN, Fox, America's Voice, needs to have a coalition that will say to these representatives, no. Go look at that very First Amendment. Open your Constitution. If they don't have one, I carry one at all times.
Yeah. Well, and the other point there that you mentioned, by the way, we're at CPAC 2021 live here in Orlando, along with Mike Opelka, and we got some great guests coming in, and some that are going to be stopping by that I have no idea who, or they just come by and it's like, come on in, like John Cassio. That there was a time when you could put pressure on individuals and situations like that and have the outcome, like Harry Reid, and doing that and apologizing. The question, though, becomes now who is, and that's why we go back to this, that's why the former president here and people are excited, because who's the fighter that's going to help to support people to push back against what the left is doing and to say no. And as a matter of fact, you're going to apologize for doing this.
Well, we don't have that singular voice right now, but that's why I'm saying we need to take a page out of their book and form our own coalition that says we're not going to stand for this. So Fox News, so One America, Newsmax, etc., you all need to talk to each other and present a united front.
Yeah, and I think that they are. I think that's the good news is that you're getting every indication that a bar has been set and of what kind of pushback should be happening and what should be done when it comes to this kind of treatment. And the former president said it. And he's the one that set the bar and showed everybody how to politically fight back. And now we have to, and I think the important thing is that we have to take it to our local cities, municipalities, our towns, that pushback. And we have to be bolder than we've ever been when it comes to, politically speaking, locally.
I just got hit with a bolt of lightning for an idea that you inspired. I think all of us, and we talked about local and how we all need to lift our voices locally and let people know how we feel. I think we all need to contact our cable providers, whether they are satellite or cable, wired or whatever, all of us, and ask the question, or tell them, if you drop Fox News or OANN or Newsmax, I'm leaving. And we all have to say that. If you haven't done it, then you're not helping.
Right.
So it takes a little bit of time. You have to go. They're going to make sure you go through 7 different supervisors.
Yeah.
And that's how they try and shut you up. But if we start doing that, if we want, the market will measure everything.
Mm-hmm.
So flex the free market, people. Call your cable provider and do that. And by the way, Sunday, the president's speech.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little preview. I can tell you what he's going to talk about.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I know you're about to take a break. So.
I don't know. Are we, Jake, talk to me. Are we getting ready to take a break, or just say yes or no?
You got 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, there you go. Little inside baseball, everybody. That's how we do it. Listen, it's an open book here. We're just, we don't...
So this is going to be unprecedented.
Okay.
It already is, because it's a major address less than 2 months into an administration by a former president who still has questions about the outcome. And I would like him to move forward on that topic. Me personally thinks we should march towards 2022 and the midterms, but he is going to, one by one, take on as many of the controversial executive orders as Joe Biden has signed and the policies. So I guarantee you he is going to go after everything from immigration to the children in cages that are now being called, camps. And I saw the pictures, and he is going to unleash his own personal Kraken on Joe Biden on all of these policies, including the one, what was it, Operation Claw? The one that was shutting down the child trafficking and illegal aliens who were sex offenders.
Yeah.
Remember that program? And they saved so many kids. Biden undid that yesterday.
Right, that's right.
So it's going to be one of the hallmarks of the speech on Sunday is to piece by piece take down what has already been undone by this president. So it should be very, very hot.
All right, we're going to take a break right now. Amanda Milius is sitting right in front of us, and I cannot wait to have this conversation, because this is picks up right where Mike Opelka left off with some of the
Look how that happened.
That's how you do it, Mike.
Organically and everything.
That's it. All right, so stay there, 239-479-5592, and look forward to hearing from you. And if you want to watch, drewsteele.com, Steele with 3 E's is the website. It's mobile friendly.
You do want to watch.
Yeah.
92.5 Fox News.
Hey, Dave, what's going on with your sink? It's full of water.
Really slow to drain.
You tried all the...
Yes, I've tried all the...
Just asking.
Yeah, it gets worse and worse.
So maybe...
Now the downstairs sink is slow, too. I don't dare flush the toilet.
Dave...
What's the point of having running water if it doesn't run out again?
Dave...
I might as well give up on indoor plumbing completely, build an outhouse, and haul water up from the river in a bucket!
Dave! So what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, someone comes out and gets the water moving again, and things go back to normal.
That's best?
Well, yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 plumbing trucks standing by, waiting for last-minute calls.
Right now?
Right now.
I don't need to build an outhouse?
It's a little chilly this time of year.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor plumbing is a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, only when it's working.
Oh, man.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
Accusations.
You accused her of sleeping with a dead man?
I don't even know what she's talking about.
Yes, you do. You went on and on and on.
Dating sites.
International singles, Ukrainian women, and mature singles. That wasn't you.
Not one single time.
Well, it ain't me looking for women.
Can this marriage be saved? I had a hard enough time getting to Baton Rouge every day. I don't even know how I would even think about getting to Ukraine.
New Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, today at 5 on WXCW.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. These days, a statement like that might get you banned from Twitter. Who said it? That radical Thomas Jefferson. I'm Lori Roman, president of the American Constitutional Rights Union, and this is a Live Free Minute. After more than 200 years of enjoying free speech, the current cancel culture has Americans fearful of expressing themselves. The First Amendment to the Constitution was written to stop the government from infringing on the God-given right of every American to express their views. We pledge that we will not remain silent. Please join ACRU in standing up against cancel culture, because without free speech, we can't live free. This Live Free Minute is brought to you by American Constitutional Rights Union, a national nonprofit organization in Naples, Florida. If you'd like to learn more about our work, visit livefreeminute.org. livefreeminute.org.
Happy Valentine's sale. This is Marty.
Chevy buyers are kissing your deals goodbye, Marty.
No, they're not.
Yeah, everybody's hooking up with Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Okay,
it's like a marriage made in Detroit.
I think they're made in Warren, Michigan.
Okay, wherever. Point is, Victory Lane Chevy has fantastic deals during their Sweetheart Savings Event. 500 to choose. It's love at first sight, Marty.
Hey, stop, would you?
Everybody finds their perfect match.
Just stop.
On hundreds of Victory Lane Silverados and Equinoxes. That's plural for Equinox, right?
Who knows?
Or is it Equini? During Victory Lane Chevrolet's Sweetheart Savings Event, fall in love with a new Chevy today. Kiss your old trade goodbye. And say hello to new 2021 Chevy Silverados. Just $375 a month with zero down. New 2021 Traverse, just $389 a month, zero down. And you'll never be brokenhearted with our goal of 100% credit approvals. We'll see you at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads. Stock number SC1148 and E1006. 39 with lease, 10K miles per year. Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers for current lessees with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 2/28/2021.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
My name's Barry. I live right above you. I don't host parties. I host after parties. They're like parties, only louder and nobody goes home. You can see right here I ripped out all the carpeting because it was holding me back my pogo stick. Man's got a pogo. Oh, I'm a prankster. I'll grease up a soda can and then when somebody grabs it, boom!
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. It could help your offer stand out. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
Lehigh Acres commuters, there's a crash on Alabama Road at Pyramid that is slowing traffic heading southbound. This is near Milwaukee as you're heading south towards 82. Also delays from a crash at Orange River Road and Boatways northbound bumper to bumper on Orange River heading to Palm Beach Boulevard. Unfortunately, we now have a crash on the interstate as well at mile marker 129. This is heading south of Daniels Parkway, which is just near a terminal access road. If you're making that southbound commute towards Alico, traffic is starting to slow down. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a picture-perfect, beautiful day of weather. Cool morning, but then a much warmer afternoon. Highs will be topping out in the lower to middle 80s. So we're sunny, dry today into tomorrow. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. 1 or 2 stray showers are possible, but most are dry. Warming trend into the weekend. Even record highs will be possible. Temperatures ranging from the mid-80s along the coastline to the lower 90s inland. Mixture of sunshine and clouds and breezy with more warm weather into next week, too. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
At LMCU, our roots in your community just got a little deeper with the opening of our 5th branch in Naples and 13th in Florida. When you bank with us, you can earn more on your money with our Max checking account and pay less on things like home mortgages and credit cards. Our latest Naples branch is located at 7405 Devonshire Boulevard, and our lobbies are open. Plus, you can schedule an appointment or visit one of our drive-thrus for contactless service. Our branches stretch far and wide for a reason. You, LMCU. You'll love banking here. Equal housing lender, member NCUA, and MLS number 442-967.
Mason Classical Academy is excited to announce that they are under contract to purchase a high school campus site in North Naples. Conveniently located near I-75 and Immokalee Road, MCA seeks to open this college prep high school campus in the fall of 2021. Available tuition-free to all families, regardless of income or zip code. Mason Classical Academy's proven track record is in high demand, and this new North Naples High School campus will allow more students to receive this successful and proven model of education. The MCA North Naples campus is second to none, including fully equipped science labs, modern computer labs, and college-style classrooms. Instead of focusing on state testing, they teach students how to think, not what to think. And MCA education promotes patriotism and a true understanding of history. Do you crave such an education for your high schooler? If so, Mason Classical Academy is the answer. Learn the true, do the good, love the beautiful. Sign up to reserve a seat for your child by visiting masonacademy.com today.
The Mega Mall meat sale in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte right now for a limited time. Hurry now. 20 ribeyes for $30. EBT, credit cards, debit cards, all payments accepted. Last chance to compare 5-star steaks to Omaha Steak Box steak deals and save on the ribeyes. 20 ribeyes for $30. Look for the big tent at Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Also on the big truck, crazy deals on premium steak, pork, seafood, and gourmet chicken breast. Everything must go. It's a truckload meat mania sale. Look for the big tent at the Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Crazy deals on Kansas City strips, fillets, bacon wrap fillets, mega ribeyes, and get 20 ribeyes for $30. The Mega Mall meat sale going on now at Edison Mall in Port Charlotte Town Center. Don't wait.
It's a new year and a fresh start.
and a good time to freshen up your air conditioning system and indoor air quality. With our Southwest Florida weather, it's a good idea to have your system cleaned and checked by a conditioned air technician at least twice a year. Left unattended, small issues become big issues. Cars need regular maintenance, so do air conditioning systems. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR and online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
I'm Lois Tomey from Wink News, and I want to report some good news. This month, Wink and you went on a march to 1 million meals, and you stepped up to the plate, literally, reaching that goal and then some. But hunger still remains a problem. So until the end of the month, we're continuing our mission, one step, one meal at a time. So let's see how far we can go to help us help Southwest Florida. And on March 1st, we'll reveal just what we together have been able to provide. So please continue to log on to winkfeedsfamilies.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. Drew Steele along with Mike Opelka, and we are doing this together live once again at CPAC 2021. And many people are starting to realize that we're a little unconventional, this program here at CPAC, because I noticed how, as we have conversations and we talk with guests, and we have one with us right now that we're going to have a great discussion about the plot against the president in just a second, that I noticed that there are a lot of other shows that keep looking down the row at us, because there's this sense of being very reserved and serious, and then all of a sudden you come to this booth and everything has changed.
Well, we have a joie de vivre that
cannot
be denied.
And if I knew what that meant, I would agree with you. All right, Amanda Milius is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. If you don't know about the plot against the president, this is a movie that is something that, if you're trying to figure out and get to the meat of and exactly what happened with, as the great Lee Smith talked about, in this plot against the president, and what that means, and how, as we talked about off the air, how everybody has been able to get little nuggets, little pieces here and there, but you're trying to put it all together and understand how all the pieces fit from all the players, and you want to come together in one place. The plot against the president is where you go, and Amanda Milius is joining us, and it's great to see you this morning. Does that make sense? Did I do a good job? Was that good?
Was perfect. I don't even need to be. That's
okay.
Great.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate you being here.
I should bring you with me to introduce the movie everywhere. That's perfect.
Okay. All right. Hey, that was.
He also does bar mitzvahs.
Yes, I do. I do.
Good. No, that's exactly right. I mean, it's one of these things where very few people have the time to make a flow chart on the living room wall and track every single, newly declassified document or a new revelation, to even keep track of what happened and now how it's being discovered and how it's being unveiled. So what I think is the movie is really, really educated and helped a huge swath of Americans who don't have time to do something like that. They're working, they're busy, they know something was up, they know something doesn't smell right, and they're like, I know that Russiagate was disproven, they don't know exactly how. And this really nails it and tells the story really perfectly. It's 90 minutes long. Who doesn't have 90 minutes? It feels like a spy thriller. It's fun. It's about people at the end of the day. It's not just about documents. It's about the people on their journey to discover this.
Let's talk about the people, because when Drew, if you scroll back up to who's in this, when you look at the cast, and I'm using the word cast only because it's a roster of who you've talked to in this documentary. Devin Nunes, Rick Grenell, Jim Jordan, Corey Lewandowski, Sidney Powell, Donald Trump Jr., and it goes on and
Kash
on and
Patel.
on.
Kash Patel.
Kash Patel will be here with me on Friday. We're going to do a little side session here at CPAC. Kash is going to do a Q&A on the movie with me. So
can I introduce you guys?
Yeah, let's do it. You're hired. Like I said,
oh my gosh, Kash Patel. You want to talk about? Oh man,
I know Kash is the real draw.
Oh, he is the deal.
I'm going to bring him in I'm going to do a silent auction for the ladies to go on dates with them. It's going to be how I get people in the theater.
Are you serious? Is that right?
No,
okay.
I'm sure he will.
I'll run with it. I mean, if you're saying that's what the case is, I'll run with it.
You can be the auctioneer.
All right. Today's word is going to be hyperbole.
For myself,
We're going to teach you hyperbole. Amanda's a master.
Maybe what you think as I need the mastery of hyperbole is actually my acting chops and how well I can feign. Anyway, we're going into a really weird. Did I tell you that this is a very unconventional program? Have you figured that out yet?
That's why I love it.
So in putting this whole thing together, and I love the fact that you recognize we as consumers and viewers are overwhelmed with information, and I think that's what is being attempted to be foisted upon us, is to hit us with so much that we'll go, I give up. Just let me get through my day and keep my job.
That's how they get away with it also,
Yes.
because this is so complex, and so many of these, that's why people end up calling them like conspiracy theories or whatnot, because if you had to explain it to like someone who didn't believe that the Russiagate situation was a hoax, you sound nuts when you're explaining it, because you can't believe government officials would be this corrupt, and it's so complex that actually you really do, for the sake of having the truth out there, just need the cold hard facts distilled down to something, and I think that's what the movie's been for a lot of people.
But 90 minutes is the perfect length that we can all get through. I wish
It's fun. It feels like a spy thriller. It's not like you're like watching a doc.
Will it be better than Hillary Clinton's book that's coming out, A State of Terror?
God.
Hey, listen, if you're not busy soon, you might be willing to do that as well. You can put together a movie about Hillary
Somehow
Clinton's
I
book.
suspect that she's not going to be calling me.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for my phone to be ringing.
Amanda,
off
here's the
hook,
problem.
but-
You have to be aggressive in this business. You got to be
sell
aggressive.
yourself.
You got to reach out to her. You can't wait for them to come to you. You got to go to them. Do you see?
I should also reach out to James Comey and see if
Why
he wants
not?
me
Yes,
to do
you
the,
see, that's the attitude. That's a winning attitude.
Have you noticed, and since you've done all this work and looked at all these elements related to that James Comey is suddenly the invisible man?
Yes,
He's
he
disappeared.
is.
After that ridiculous Showtime series,
Yeah.
or whatever it was like a little mini series that was so unbearable, unwatchable,
Cringeworthy.
Cringe. I mean, the cringe was so hard it was almost going to give me a stroke. I was like, I couldn't deal with it. I was trying to watch it like literally for research. I was like, okay, what are these guys going to say? Like, what is their take on this story? And it's so absurd. Like when they get into this stuff with Putin, I mean, it's so dumb. I can't even.
Okay, wait. Let me reset here, just so everybody knows. Amanda Milius is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. She's the director of The Plot Against the President, and I can tell you that people who have watched it have said, if you don't watch this, you're missing out. It is something that is tremendous, and this is the story. This digs into the story about what many people know is the biggest political scandal of our time in this this country's history, and certainly it goes beyond what people want to try to point to, which is it's about Donald Trump. That's it. It's just about Trump. That's all it is. And if you think that that's what it is, then you're also missing a crucial point.
And I tell people this sometimes. I've done a handful of interviews, not many, but some with with left wing leaning, whatever, middle of the road folks, and they're like, oh, blah blah blah, but it's just such a pro-Trump movie, and I'm like, count in the movie how many times is the president in the movie? And I can tell you, he's in the movie one time.
Wow.
It's not. It doesn't. It's about the presidency. Obviously, I'm very fond of the president. I worked for the president. I'm very pro-Trump. But the movie is about the crimes that these people did to frame him. It's not about him. And it's not hyperbolic. I mean, it really does tell the story. It just tells the facts.
Yeah.
Do you, please tell me if I'm way off base on this.
Okay.
Does the movie take apart the idiotic attention that was paid to Tom Arnold and his search for the P tapes?
No, because I took it a little more seriously than that. I mean,
Thank
we
you.
had actual people that were truly starting, national inquiries and kicking off phony special counsels and actually trying to destroy a family and a nation. And Tom Arnold is so low on the list that, like, if I'm going to start focusing on Hollywood, washed up Hollywood celebrities freaking out over politics, I would have documentaries to do all day long, and I'd have too much to do.
Okay, good. But I wondered, he, like Comey, suddenly disappeared.
The difference is Comey was the FBI director,
Well, that's
which
true.
is that's the thing. I'm going to focus on the guys that are destroying our institutions, whereas Hollywood is already destroyed. So who cares really what Tom Arnold
Fair
did?
point. Very fair point.
That is fair. I wonder as well what it's got to be interesting to write or produce or direct something that you can take the pieces and put them all together and make a story, but is also ever changing. In other words, more information constantly comes out, and you can't add to it. So it really is important that what you're laying down fundamentally lays a great groundwork, a foundation, so that when this story, when new stories come out, then you look and you say, I know why that's important. I know why that's critical.
It gives people the context, and this was actually something we really struggled with because we made the movie so fast. By this time last year, I hadn't even resigned from the government yet. So we stood up a company, made the movie all in, far less than a year. But in that process of, shooting really quickly, editing really quickly, the news is breaking every day that relates to this story. And what made me sane and not lose my mind every time something else came out is that, no, exactly that. What we're giving people is a foundation. We're giving them the context by which to judge all of these pieces of breaking news, because really we're focused on how did this happen, who started it, who uncovered it, here's the proof, and it's told through the eyes of the really charismatic investigators, Kash Patel, Devin Nunes, guys like that who really uncovered this stuff. It really goes into a lot of the Michael Flynn stuff, and therefore everything that comes out really just validates it.
Right.
But I will say one last little tiny anecdote is while we were finishing up the movie, I was struggling with our ending, which is what a lot of directors, not to be too hocus pocus about this, but amazingly, the clip that happens to be at the very last second of the movie it was an interview that Devin Nunes did on Fox, and it came out. The interview was done 5 days before we released the movie.
Wow.
That's how fast I stuck that clip. I was like, this is the clip.
Right.
This is the end. Because
Right.
I was watching TV and I saw him and I was like, holy crap. Devin just finished the movie. Like, throw it in
There
there.
it
And
is.
he was like, how did you get that? But everybody saw it. They were like, I just did that interview. How did you do? So some of it's pretty current
Yeah.
still.
No, that's great stuff.
This is really exciting. I'm very thrilled that we're going to get a chance to see it, and you're going to have a Q&A coming up here, which is another reason why people should try and be at CPAC for stuff like this.
Yeah, and the movie, they can watch the movie at home now. The movie's available on Amazon Prime. It's on iTunes. It's on YouTube Premium. It's on Vimeo. It's on 30 different video on demand all over the country on your cable networks. It's everywhere. Please watch it and tell your friends. If you have one friend left who still believes the Russia collusion hoax, show it to them. And if you're at CPAC, come hang out with me and Cash on Friday at 4.
I just keep thinking, do you have to run? Because I'm still...
No, let's do it. I just had to get my plug in there. Now I can relax.
She got this down.
Yeah, are you going to be able to plug this on Rachel Maddow's show when you're on with Rachel?
Why don't they? Remember when they had, do you remember the days when they would have opposing sides on the same channel?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 5 years ago, but when's the last time you saw that anywhere?
No, now they're trying to shut you down. They're trying to shut down
I mean, they're
any
trying to
kind
shut
of,
down you even Republicans even going on Fox. But I remember thinking that when I was younger, I'd see all these conservatives go on these left-wing channels and fight with people, and I'm like, wow, how do they do that? That looks so fun. Like, I want to do that. I'd see Ann Coulter or something, and I'd be like, that's who I want to be when I grow up. And it just, wasn't. They killed that side of news presentation.
when I see this, the plot against the president, and it is Amanda Milius who's with us right now. She's the director of the plot against the president. You can watch it right now. At,
please.
many different...
You can't say Amanda Milius is the director of the plot against the president.
It makes me sound like
movie.
No, I've done that so many times, and nobody's ever done
the movie.
It sounds like I was plotting. I
Okay.
was responsible for the plot.
She's not plotting against the president.
Do you see how this show works? Do you see?
No,
it's not like these things slide by.
No, it's easy.
He doesn't let me slide by. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll let you do the setups instead.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. No, anyway, what I was going to say was, as you want to see this movie, The Plot Against the President.
Yes.
Was that good?
Yes,
All right.
excellent.
I'm fascinated by, with Devin Nunes especially, what must it have been like, even with Kash Patel and others, when all of this information is coming out, how breathtaking all of this had to be. And just to try to get into their head for just 5 minutes and think, my gosh, as they're finding out all of this and they're looking at all the information and I don't want to think that what I'm looking at or what I'm finding out about or what this is as big as it is and how emotional moment has to be?
Well, there's a couple times in the movie that people say that. There's an unidentified description of a guy named Ezra Cohen who had worked in the White House and had been one of the people that discovered the unmaskings. And he was initially hired by Michael Flynn, but it's kind of lore, right? It's like kind of Trump administration mythology at this point, that when he and the NSC attorney who were looking through these documents to figure out if unmasking had occurred,
Right.
as they're going through them, we talk in the movie about a sinking of the stomach, like this stomach sinking feeling when they saw it. And they're saying to themselves, we looked at it and we realized all of our worst fears had come true, because at that one moment you realize, oh my God, these people are that bad. Susan Rice had weaponized the national security apparatus to spy on her political enemies. Like, imagine being the person discovering that, literally holding the papers in your hand as they're coming out of the printer, because you know what's ahead of you. You know that there's this challenge. You know that now you're going to be targeted. You know, oh my God, these people are so powerful and they're abusing that power, and they're so sick and they're so twisted and willing to do these kinds of things. What are they going to do? That my first thought is, what are they going to do to me? Like, it's when it's almost like witnessing a murder by the mafia or something, and you're like, I don't know that I want to know this. Like, I don't know that I even want to get involved in this.
Yeah, and it's not like they discover something and all of a sudden they go, I have it. Look at the, and everybody's going to accept it, right?
Right, and then, we're going to start an investigation. Never been an investigation. I'm not going to hold my breath for this Durham thing. I'm so black-pilled. That's you know what that means.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with me, is that
I don't know what black-pilled means.
That's so the red-pilled, from what it's like it's kind of internet terminology the kids are using these days. But
that's why we don't know.
What is
black-pilled
this internet you're talking about?
Once you've seen enough really depressing, awful things about the fact that we don't have a justice system anymore, the fact that it's not even that we have an one-sided justice system. We don't have one. Like, there's just like, after this election, I'm like, so we don't have rule of law anymore. Okay, I got it. So like, it's really dark. But not to depress your audience first thing in the morning. I'll get back to say the alternative to that, though, is like, for example, when Cash would find out this stuff, right? When Cash uncovered that the DNC had paid for the information that went into the FISA, the Steele dossier, and that had become the evidence used to get the FISA on Carter Page.
Yeah.
When he finds that out, he's not scared. He's not he's horrified, but he's like, we got him. He's like, that's his attitude is he's so fearless. You know, he's like one of these guys you want to have a beer with, who just takes everything in stride. He doesn't act, really stuck up. He's just like a very tough, honest, normal guy. Yeah. And he uncovers, that part of the scheme. And he's like, no, we're over the target. We got him. Let's go. And he says that every time the press was attacking me, every time they'd say horrible things about me and my family or whatever, we knew we were over the target. Yeah. And let's just go. That means we're winning. Right. It's two different ways of looking at it. But
no doubt. All right, looks like we've got to run right now. Amanda Milius is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. She is the director of the movie.
Thank you.
The Plot Against the President, and if you want the details of why this is the biggest political scandal in history, and then understand why it's bigger than Donald Trump, it is bigger, and you'll get the foundation. And then and this is the big thing, this is why I want everybody to watch. It's because when you get all this information, then when new information comes out, you won't be in the dark, you won't be lost. You'll start to put all the pieces together on your own, which is why that, and it's so important to do that.
Where do we see this movie? Yeah. How do I watch it, Drew?
Yeah, tell us. How do we?
So it's everywhere. You can't not see it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on iTunes, on your Apple TV or your Roku. It's on Vimeo. It's on YouTube Premium if you don't even have a television in your house and you want to watch it online. It is also on video on demand on most cable networks, so try it out on your TV. Let us know if it works. And DVDs. Oh, DVDs are huge because you know how things are getting canceled these days. Buy hard DVDs. It's available at Walmart.com and Target.com on DVD.
There you go. All right, Amanda, great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along.
She's really smart.
Yep. Live from CPAC 2021. We'll be back in just a minute. DrewSteele.com, by the way, if you want to watch. Don't
This
forget.
is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 JNC Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
Hey, Southwest Florida, it's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, coming to you from 92.5 Fox News. Again, we're just promoting our brand new show, The Tyler McCluskey Show, every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, we're going to have a new guest on, local businesses, helping you grow, everything that you need to know, the insurance space, mortgages, real estate. Please visit our website at www.tylermccluskey.com and tune in this Saturday at 11 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Did you know that King Roofing has expert dedicated repair crews to troubleshoot roof problems? They can fix everything from tree damage to broken tiles and, of course, roof leaks. Do you have a leak or water stains or tile damage? Call King Roofing, a roofing company with the right team to repair it. King Roofing, experienced in roof repair for over 40 years.
License number CCC 057279.
Every castle deserves a king.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO Bonita Springs, 239-992-2626, 239-992-2626.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with TriFound with the TriFound Financial Team, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with TriFound, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Insurance products offered through TriFound Financial, LLC.
A lot of conservatives are flocking to Florida. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. They're going to a big gathering that'll end with a big speech. Fox's Evan Brown is there live in Orlando.
Now, Dave, CPAC, short for Conservative Political Action Conference, is often held in the Washington, D.C. area. But due to things being closed, or to having crowd sizes restricted due to COVID-19 concerns, the American Conservative Union moved it south to here, where the rules allow for it. Attendance is expected to be high, especially on Sunday, when former President Trump is set to speak. It will be Mr. Trump's first time speaking before a crowd since leaving office, Dave.
Evan, some Republicans are not interested in hearing from the former presidents.
The extent to which following January 6th, I don't believe that he should be playing a role in the future of the party or the country.
Congresswoman Liz Cheney joined Democrats in the House voting to impeach President Trump for inciting the deadly Capitol attack, though he was acquitted in the Senate trial. The House will hold its first hearing into the riot this morning as Congress works to set up a 9/11-style commission to investigate. Fox's Mike Emanuel.
House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy says Speaker Nancy Pelosi is trying to give Democrats more power and more members.
First, it's not bipartisan, 7-4. Secondly, they don't allow subpoena power for the minority and the majority to work together.
New York Democrat Congressman Hakeem Jeffries.
I'm not prepared to say that a 7-4 split is unfair.
Texas lawmakers will today hold a hearing into the state's power grid operator after last week's winter storm mess, millions of outages, and then price spikes. Governor Greg Abbott.
It is outrageous for residents to be saddled with skyrocketing power bills.
Yeah, some people got bills $10,000 and more. President Biden will today mark the 50 millionth coronavirus vaccine dose in the U.S. as Johnson & Johnson's one-shot version moves closer to possible FDA approval. America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News. Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We cut out the middleman and his markups because we manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. Our new manufacturing facility has tomorrow's technology today to make sure your windows are built for Florida's extreme weather. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. From our factory to your home. Now that's factory direct.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Hey, it's Drew Steele visiting with my good friend TJ, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And, you know, TJ, we talk about CoreTech. A lot of people talk about CoreTech, but tell people and explain why so many people love their CoreTech floors.
CoreTech is built to be waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof. It looks just like wood. Comes anywhere from 6 inches wide to 9 inches wide, all the way up to 86 inches long. Comes in a wide variety of colors, with a bevel, without a bevel, warm tones, cool tones, any color to make your house look beautiful.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floor Meisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call. 239-596-4964. 239-596-4964. Or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Happy Valentine's sale. This is Marty.
Chevy buyers are kissing your deals goodbye, Marty.
No, they're not.
Everybody's hooking up with Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Okay,
it's like a marriage made in Detroit.
I think they're made in Warren, Michigan.
Okay, wherever. Point is, Victory Lane Chevy has fantastic deals during their Sweetheart Savings Event. 500 to choose. It's love at first sight, Marty.
Hey, stop, would you?
Everybody finds their perfect match.
Just stop.
On hundreds of Victory Lane Silverados and Equinoxes. That's plural for Equinox, right?
Who knows?
Or is it Equini? During Victory Lane Chevrolet's Sweetheart Savings Event, fall in love with a new Chevy today. Kiss your old trade goodbye. And say hello to new 2021 Chevy Silverados. Just $375 a month with zero down. New 2021 Traverse, just $389 a month, zero down. And you'll never be brokenhearted with our goal of 100% credit approvals. We'll see you at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads. Stock number SC1148 and E1006. 39 month lease, 10K miles per year. Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers for current lessees with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 2/28/2021.
From 92.5 Fox News.
This is what Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
Live from CPAC 2021. I don't know why. I got to just talk slower. Live from CPAC 2021. That's the year. That's where we are right now. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Drew Steele, along with Mike Opelka. He is joining us as we always do this as a team here as we go out on the road. DrewSteele.com is the website, so if you want to watch, it's a great time to watch. You can see everything that's going on here at CPAC, see us here live, see the guests, and see Mike's shining face. John Cassio, program director, is taken off, so you don't get to see his shining face, which he's got his smile will light up a room, won't it?
Yeah.
That's a big negatory.
I mean that from the heart of my bottom.
But he means it. We've got some great guests coming on. Matt Boyle's going to join us in a few more minutes. Washington political editor for Breitbart. What?
Tommy Lahren.
Oh, and Tommy Lahren's going to be on at 8:35, and Mike Opelka is super excited about this because he has questions. And
well, we have a history.
I don't know if she's going to be. Is she going to be on the phone or be here? That's the question.
She was down the aisle.
I guess she's
going
to call. Yeah, I don't know if she calls in.
That means she's going to hang up.
Yeah, that'll be.
Let's prepare the audience for it. I'm going to say something because we had beef, as they say in the hood.
Oh.
I didn't tell you that before this hour because I didn't want you to get tense.
Okay, no, I'm not tense.
No.
All right, so tell us. All right, so here, look, if you're watching DrewSteele.com, Steele with 3 E's, or maybe you're on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you are watching, at Drew Steele Radio, if Tommy Lahren is here, you might want to watch.
Yeah, if she is here, you do want to watch. I'm just saying. I'm the man who knew too much. I'm Jimmy Stewart. I have breaking news, though.
Oh, go.
And maybe career opportunities.
Okay.
Al Jazeera, remember them? They were the network Hillary called Real News.
Yeah.
She said, remember that?
Yes, I do.
She said she watched them because they were real news.
Oh, my.
Al Jazeera has launched a right-wing news platform for Americans who, quote, feel left out of the mainstream media.
What?
I'm not kidding. This is not from the Babylon Bee or from the Onion. It is a real story. The Gulf Sheikdom is meeting Trumpism all in one channel. They're putting together a TV channel for Americans who, as they say, feel left out.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not. This is true stuff. I know you look askance at me on a regular basis.
Well, yeah, and I do, but I do trust you. I trust your scans, and so So what I'm trying to figure out now is, so we have Capitol Hill, and we have a couple of individuals, I'll just use that word, who want to censor and shut down conservative voices. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways, people. I'm sorry. We live in a country where we cannot have anybody doing any kind of fake news, false news. We just can't. We have to go to places like what you deem to be the location of fine quality news and footwear. I mean, is that your suggestion that we're going to go to wherever you tell us? And now to even up the game even further, now we have this story. Is that
Al Jazeera, people? And remember when last they launched in these here United States, and they poached a bunch of people from different channels and overpaid them to come and do news shows and then 18 months later they were out of business. I wonder if they're in this for the long haul.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to find out. All right, so we've got a couple of calls that are going to be coming in just a minute. I believe we're waiting for Congressman Byron Donalds to join us. Usually we have our Thursday that we do, and so I'm hopeful that he'll be calling. And then right after that, we go right to Matt Boyle, who should be sitting in the chair in front of us momentarily. So we wait for that phone call here and that visit at CPAC 2021, which is where we are right now. Some of the topics that we will get into, certainly with Matt Boyle, I'm sure Tommy Lahren and others, will be Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney now the leader of the Republican Party? Is she the one? Is she where we're going now to look to figure out exactly where the party should go after having the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, as the head of the party?
I can answer that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah, exactly.
No, the answer is no. You should play that clip again.
Okay.
If you have it. The clip from yesterday when the top Republicans in the House, the minority leadership in the House, gathered, and Kevin McCarthy, being the minority leader, faced the press, something wonderfully crazy happened.
Do you believe President Trump should be speaking, or former President Trump should be speaking at CPAC this weekend?
Yes, he should.
Congressman Cheney?
That's up to CPAC. I've been clear in my views about President Trump and the extent to which following January 6th, I don't believe that he should be playing a role in the future of the party or the country.
So
on that high note?
On that high note.
I'm sorry, I cut off McCarthy.
So in case you missed it, it was the press asking the question of House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy about whether or not it would be a good idea or not to have the former President Donald Trump speaking at CPAC, to which he said, yeah. And then, of course, the press goes right to Liz Cheney, who is going to answer the question about this, and her answer is what you already could expect, which I guess now is the de facto answer to the party. You know, Matt Boyle, is sitting right in front of me. Matt Boyle, and while he's sitting here, I've got to ask him the question. Maybe we just pivot to Matt Boyle on this very question. By the way, he is the Washington political editor for Breitbart. Matt Boyle, Drew Steele, Mike Opelka, great to see you. Good morning. So glad you are here with us today. So I just played the clip of House Minority Leader McCarthy, who was asked by the press about whether or not it's a good idea for Donald Trump to speak at this event where we are, CPAC 20. And of course, the answer right away was yes, unequivocally. And then it's so nice when the press does what they do and they decide to go over to Liz Cheney because they got to ask her because, Matt, you know and I know and everybody in the world knows now that the leader of the Republican Party apparently now is Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney is not the leader of the Republican Party.
What?
She is
this is an outrage,
she is a
sir.
minority viewpoint. At best, if anything, she doesn't represent. Look, I don't think she could win a primary in the state of Wyoming right now, which is what she supposedly represents, or at least claims to in the U.S. Congress. Look, I think that what happened yesterday at this leadership press conference, I'm glad you guys are focused on this because it's such an important contrast between Kevin McCarthy and Liz Cheney.
Yep.
I think it was a contrast in courage. That was our headline on Breitbart yesterday, is a contrast in courage between the two of them. Kevin McCarthy seems to have learned a lot from leadership mistakes of the past. We've seen the era of John Boehner and Paul Ryan and Eric Cantor come and go. And Kevin McCarthy, somebody who came from that crowd, but he seems to have learned a lot from their mistakes. People like Liz Cheney has not learned from those mistakes. And so we did a huge story on Kevin McCarthy yesterday where we talked to House Republicans, a lot of the new ones who won. One of the biggest stories of the November elections, yes, everybody's focused on the presidential election. Everybody's focused on the Senate. I get that. But the House Republicans picked up 15 seats. Every projection had the Democrats picking up 5 to 10 to 15 seats on election night. They failed. Like all the experts and so-called pundits were wrong. The Republicans picked up 15 seats, and why'd that happen? Because and so we kind of went through this with McCarthy and his staff and with White House folks from the Trump White House. It's because what Kevin McCarthy did was went through district by district, put together a plan of there were 30 districts out there that the Democrats had that Trump had won in 2016 that they hadn't after the 2018 midterms, and then he worked with President Trump to get endorsements and recruit candidates and raise money for these races. And it's one of the biggest undertold stories out there because Nancy Pelosi's majority is significantly weaker today than it was just a few months ago before the 2020 elections. And that's because Kevin McCarthy understands President Trump and his the power that he wields over the base and the party. Somebody like Liz Cheney doesn't get that, right? Like she just wants to go bomb foreign countries, I guess. Like it doesn't make. I guess friendly fire runs in the family.
Does she not read? Can she not read polls? We've had 2 polls in the last 2 weeks that show the president former president, averaging 70% approval rating, 75% in one. If you're a politician, that's what you do. You read what your base wants you to do.
Right. And so, by the way, even Mitt Romney said,
Yeah.
even Mitt Romney, who voted to convict Trump, came out and said that if he ran again, he would win the nomination. So, but Liz Cheney doesn't really seem to understand that. Look, here's the thing. Regardless of what President Trump decides to do, if he decides to run again in 2024, he will obviously be the Republican nominee. He's automatically got it. But if he decides not to run, I don't know what he's thinking or not, and hopefully we'll hear a little bit more about that here. By the way, who wants to silence people, right? Like,
Yeah.
by the way, even if I disagree with them, even if it was Obama, I would want him to come speak here.
Right.
Even if I wouldn't agree with him, but we believe in hearing more voices, not less.
Right.
And so newsworthy people are worth hearing. So it's good that President Trump is coming here. It's good that we're going to hear from him. We haven't heard from him since he left the White House. I think that's a good thing. But again, that divide in the Republican Party, I think, is on display. And I think that was a big moment because, again, it exposed Liz Cheney as somebody who is using the platform that she has in the position that she has as conference chair to engage in a petty crusade against somebody that she doesn't like, rather than representing the Republican conference on display.
Yeah.
And
Matt Boyle, Washington political editor for Breitbart. I know you've got to dip for a couple
I have
minutes.
to duck out for a minute, but I do have to say, I'm an alum. My first year in political journalism was at Breitbart.
That's awesome.
So I miss Andrew
I miss
greatly.
Andrew very much too.
But thank you for being here.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. So I have to ask you this question then, and it's this. We talk about Liz Cheney and what she said and how she feels about the president. She knows exactly what she's doing, right? I mean, this is someone who is the problem that many of us have had with the party as a whole, which is the things that the former President Trump did, in no way, shape, or form were the kind of things that we would see with a Dick Cheney around or a Liz Cheney around, or you want to go back as far as you want to go with the Republican Party, the things that he has been able to accomplish, that he did, right? So then people say, and what would you say about this, Matt, when somebody says, it's clear what she's doing. She's trying to gather together the coalition of people in the party who desperately want their good time back. They just want to go back to their good time.
That coalition is like only exists in Washington, D.C. Like, so
Right.
the problem is that these politicians have not been listening to the base for so long, and that's why you end up with somebody like Trump, right? So remember the 2016 primary, you had the two final candidates were Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, both of whom wanted to burn down the Washington establishment, right? Like, the insider lane, if you will, like the Jeb Bushes and the Marco Rubios. And Marco has learned a lot since 2016, I think. And I think he's doing a good job out there talking about the working class and so on and so forth. So I'm not here to knock on him. But the Republican establishment was totally rejected by the American people when there were two viable options who came along, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. And then Ben Carson was out there, too, getting a lot of attention. So the people are really upset with the political class that doesn't listen to them.
Right.
And you saw this with the Paul Ryans, the John Boehners of the world, the Mitch McConnells of the world, right? Like, these people have their own priorities. They're disconnected from the average person out there. Sometimes in the case of senators, they don't face the voters again for another 6 years, governors 4 years,
Right.
House members, every 2 years, but a lot of times these guys don't even face a real challenger in either party, either in their primary or their general election. They might go 10 years without facing a real election.
Right.
And so they lose touch with what the people of their district really want, with what the folks out there across the country really want. And I think that's what you saw in 2016 was this course correction where regular folks out there said, all right, enough of this, right? Like, we're going to send, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Right? Like, and so they sent the barbarian at the gates, if you will, the vulgarian Donald Trump to Washington, D.C. with a big middle finger and said, can you hear us now?
Right.
And guess what? Some of the politicians learned. right? Like, so I do think that there are a lot of Republicans who learned their lesson from what happened in 2016 and the past 4 years. By the way, that's not to mention the fact that I'm not saying that Trump was just a vulgarian and all this stuff. The policies during his administration were nothing short of incredible.
Right.
And he proved that during the course of that. And so this experiment worked. He's the only president in Republican history to get more votes in his second time than in his first time.
Right.
He got the most votes that a sitting president's ever gotten.
Yeah, that doesn't happen by accident, right?
Exactly. And so now the other guy got more votes in Biden, but if you can hold this coalition together, that 75 million votes, that's a winning recipe.
Right.
And the Democrats know that. They know that this was a unique circumstance in 2020 with the pandemic and the mail votes. They used emergency authorities to do all of these different changes and so on and so forth. But if the Republicans can just hold together the Trump coalition and they can figure out how to do that, they're going to win the White House back. They're going to win the Senate back. They're going to win the House back. And they're set up for a century-long majority in power structure here. So there's just a couple of chinks in the chain that need to get figured out here. But the Republicans are very close to figuring this out.
Let me ask you this. Matt Boyle joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We are live at CPAC 2021. If you want to watch, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. It's mobile friendly, so you can watch. He's the Washington political editor for Breitbart. Because I want to bring this down locally. So we're from Southwest Florida, right? That's where the station is. And looking at Florida politics. And now, if we take it from Washington and we bring it back home, and we look at, for example, Governor DeSantis, who's going to be speaking here at CPAC, somebody who is enjoying incredible success here in the state. There's no doubt about it. They can spin it any way they want, and they certainly can take their jabs at him, which they're trying to do across the country. It's almost as if they're jealous, Matt. They're flat out jealous. If you live up north, you are jealous about the fact that they're mandated to be in their homes and masked up and all of these things that they can't do with restaurants and the like, and you are there enough to know. And then you come to Florida and you see a different world, and you don't see the mass situations where there's super spreaders, where we come to find out after the Super Bowl, for example, where was this big super spreader event that you look at the numbers and it doesn't exist. The data matters, right? So you have a governor that is clearly seeing the success. But what about, and what do people in Washington think about those, like you brought up, I'll use Marco Rubio as an example, that the voting public looks at certain individuals and believe that they may be politically damaged goods. The choices that they made in the past were bad choices, and they can't come back from that. They want somebody fresh. Part of why the former President Trump did so well and continues to be someone who gets a lot of support, because it was different. Mm-hmm. Do people in Washington look at it that way? Even if you're looking at the state, you look at people like...
I think the smarter ones do. So I think that, look, the average person out there loves a great redemption story, right? Like, so a great redemption story is fantastic, right? Like, look, so Rubio went all in on this amnesty bill back in 2013. Everybody remembers that. Right. And he staked his career on it, and it was a miscalculation. He lost, right? Like, he didn't win the Republican nomination in 2016. But he's somebody who... has continued serving in the Senate, and I think he's been, a really good senator. He's learned a lot from that whole experience. Now he's somebody who's out there fighting Joe Biden's efforts to do an amnesty. Yeah. He's somebody who's turned around on this. And I think that him going to those Trump rallies in South Florida, where he saw all the Cuban I mean, look at what President Trump did in Miami-Dade County.
It's incredible. Right? The numbers are incredible.
So one of the congressmen I talked to for the McCarthy profile that I was talking about there is Carlos Jimenez, right? Mm-hmm. New congressman from South Florida, Miami-Dade County. Yep. He's a former Miami-Dade County mayor. So his district alone, President Trump lost it by 16 points in 2016. Right. After people there, many of whom came from Venezuela or Cuba, have experienced socialism first and foremost, in their own lives, and they escaped it. After they've seen President Trump fighting it, the district swung more than 20 points in Trump's direction. He won it from going from losing by 16 to Hillary in that district to winning by 5.5%. So that's a 21.5 point swing in just 4 years.
Yeah, let me ask you this question, because I'm looking at the time, and you bring this up, and I have to ask you this question, and I'm excited to get your answer on this, Matt Boyle, and it's this. So does that mean that maybe there's an opportunity when certain individuals say, you talk about 11 million illegals and they're all going to vote Democrat. Are they? I mean, when you enjoy the fruits of what this country has to offer in the constitutional republic that we are, and people actually live in that sphere, is it a guarantee that just because a party tells you that they're going to clothe you and feed you and giving you everything that you need, and people naturally don't necessarily want to be treated that way, especially when they live in a country and they see it specifically as something quite different?
So nothing's guaranteed, but one of the mistakes that people in politics always make is they look at the Hispanic community as monolithic. It's not. It's very diverse. There's a lot of different viewpoints. There's people that come from different countries. Yeah. People that come from Mexico are different than people that come from Guatemala, are different than people that come from Venezuela, are different than people that come from Cuba, and so on and so on and so forth. And you have to understand those complexities. Generally speaking, what we see is for the first 2.5 generations or so, people will vote Democrat, and then eventually they come around. Those people who come from very socialist countries like Cuba or Venezuela, they come around a lot faster. But we have seen successes. Another one was Tony Gonzalez down in Texas. That district, heavily Hispanic. Everybody thought the Republicans were going to lose it. They won it, right. And Hispanic votes went big time for President Trump and for the Republican candidates. But back to your point on the big picture here is that I do think that the Republicans have learned a lot from Trump. Yep. They have to continue learning from it, and they have to continue to work to make themselves a better party. And events like this are a good place to do it. This is a great place where people are going to hash out all their differences and so on and so forth. Yeah. So hopefully that will play out over the course of the conference here.
Excellent. All right. Matt Boyle, Washington political editor for Breitbart, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate it, Matt. Thanks so much.
Thanks
Good to see you. 239-479-5592. When we come back, Mike Opelka will join us once again, along with Tommy Lahren, Fox Nation host. And she's anchoring exclusive coverage of CPAC all week long. So we'll talk about a lot of different issues coming up.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
Accusations.
You accused her of sleeping with a dead man?
I don't even know what she's talking about.
Yes, you do. You went on and on and on.
Dating sites.
International singles, Ukrainian women, and mature singles. That wasn't you.
Not one single time.
Well, it ain't me looking for women.
Can this marriage be saved? I had a hard enough time getting to Baton Rouge every day. I don't even know how I would even think about getting to Ukraine.
New Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 5 on WXCW.
People say they don't like going to the dentist, but what they mean is they don't like the discomfort. Dr. Alan Rembos at smilesbyrembos.com understands. Dr. Rembos uses computerized anesthetic delivery, resulting in 50% fewer injections. And Dr. Rembos places and restores implants, eliminating delays, additional costs, and no running around. New patients and emergencies usually seen within 24 hours. Cosmetic treatment often completed in 1 to 2 weeks. Read the reviews at smilesbyrembos.com. Offices in Marco, Naples, Sanibel, and Fort Myers.
The Mega Mall meat sale in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte right now for a limited time. Hurry now. 20 ribeyes for $30. EBT, credit cards, debit cards, all payments accepted. Last chance to compare 5-star steaks to Omaha Steak Box Steak deals and save on the ribeyes. 20 ribeyes for $30. Look for the big tent at Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Also on the big truck, crazy deals on premium steak, pork, seafood, and gourmet chicken breast. Everything must go. It's a truckload meat mania sale. Look for the big tent at the Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Crazy deals on Kansas City strips, fillets, bacon wrap fillets, mega ribeyes, and get 20 ribeyes for $30. The Mega Mall meat sale going on now at Edison Mall in Port Charlotte Town Center. Don't wait.
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair. The 97th Annual Southwest Florida and Lee County Fair opens today at 4 p.m. with $1 day. This is $1 gate admission and $1 rides with a minimum of $10 purchase. Free daily entertainment such as Renata the Band. Parking is free. Visit swflcfair.com for details and specials. Following CDC guidelines. Southwest Florida. Lee County Fair.
Getting a little extra is always a good thing. Getting up to an extra $8,000 for your old car, that's incredible. For 3 days only, hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral for the incredible trade-in event. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday only, get an extra $8,000 over book value for your vehicle when you put it towards a new Nissan. Your $2,000 vehicle is now $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. You get an extra $8,000. Sutherland is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. So if you thought your car was only worth a few $100, not anymore. It's worth up to $8,000 at Sutherland Nissan. Incredible? You bet it is. And it's why this is the incredible trade-in event. But hurry, this event is now through Monday only. If you ever wanted to get a lot of extra money for your old car, this is it. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Shop online at NissanSales.com or CapeCoralNissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. See dealer for details.
The Diamond District has the largest selection of GIA certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world. Jason and Todd have partnered with De Beers in Canada and Africa, and they've traveled to Israel, Antwerp, and India to select the most beautiful diamonds. Visit the Diamond District today for your best diamond buying experience.
It starts with a call. With one call, you can start seeing your future more clearly. If your financial picture is cloudy because you're getting conflicting tax, investment, and estate planning advice, help is a call or a click away. Annex Wealth Management's team works to get your investment plan in line with your tax plan and your estate plan. Build confidence with one team working to create one comprehensive plan as a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Wealth Management. One team, one plan, one fee. AnnexWealth.com.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
It's a new year and a fresh start. And a good time to freshen up your air conditioning system and indoor air quality. With our Southwest Florida weather, it's a good idea to have your system cleaned and checked by a conditioned air technician at least twice a year. Left unattended, small issues become big issues. Cars need regular maintenance, so do air conditioning systems. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR and online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that Florida has a part-time legislature that meets for 60 days each year at the state capitol in Tallahassee? There are 120 members of the Florida House and 40 members of the Florida Senate. The Florida Constitution requires that each member be at least 21 years old, a registered voter, and a resident of Florida 2 years prior to election. Our Constitution also requires the legislature to pass a balanced budget every year. In 1992, almost 80% of Florida voters approved term limits of 8 years for all legislators. The pay is set by statute at $29,697 per year. Lee County is represented by 4 House members and 3 state senators. And remember, they all work for you. Soon we'll be heading to Tallahassee for our 2021 legislative session, and I'll be doing weekly updates right here on 92.5 to keep you informed of all the work we're doing on your behalf. This is Spencer Roach. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned and stay engaged. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
State Break 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's for the time being, YouTube and Facebook, whatever, at Drew Steele Radio. Who knows how long that's going to last, Mike Opelka. How are you this morning on this fine CPAC Thursday?
I can't believe you are a scofflaw.
Okay. Do we want to let people know what
Yes,
just
we
happened?
do, because they could see on camera. We had the mask police just come by.
Oh.
And tell us that we are too close to each other. We're not 6. Maybe if we social distance, that the mask police can't tell us to do this. We had a masked Nazi come by and tell us we had to put our mask on.
Yeah. All right. So I wonder if that's going to happen with Tommy Lahren. Tommy Lahren is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, Fox Nation host, anchoring exclusive coverage of CPAC all week long. She's been here and she's going to be here certainly through the weekend, an exciting weekend with the former President Trump here as well. Tommy, it's Drew Steele along with Mike Opelka. How are you this morning?
I am doing well, and it's great to be in the free state of Florida. I can tell you that. I'm so glad we're not in D.C. for this thing.
That's true. Although we just had somebody come over and tell us we had to put the mask on because we were a little too close here at the table. So that should be interesting. But certainly, you know, as well as everybody else knows, the big difference between what has happened here in the state of Florida and what they've tried to do to this great governor here, as opposed to some of the other places that we all certainly can name, where they've got plenty of problems and how mask mandates do not work.
Well, I think that the mask is the ultimate virtue signal. I mean, we talk about virtue signaling all the time, but, you know, I think that the thing about it is that people are so fed up with is the arbitrary restrictions. It's you can wear your mask. You have to wear your mask until you get to the table. When you get to the table, you can take it off, and then you touch your face 12 times, and that's fine. But as long as you got that mask on, it doesn't matter if you touch your face. It doesn't matter if you wear the same mask every day for the last year. And again, the curfews that we have and all of the other arbitrary restrictions, infringements, lockdowns, people are fed up with it because they know that this is all giant virtue signal to make people feel better. But is it really keeping people safe? I don't know. I'd like to go back to spring 2020, Dr. Fauci, when he said that masks weren't necessary. Because, I really liked that guidance back then. It's too bad that he changed his science all of a sudden,
Yeah, no, I know. And especially now this morning, I see a tweet that just came out from the BBC talking about a university study now says that COVID survives days on fabric, 100% cotton. The virus lasts for 24 hours. I'm looking at masks and people wearing them. They're cotton masks. Do we need to be worried about this now? I mean, is the CDC going to have any guidance on that aspect of it? Or do we, I guess, Tommy, we just ignore it. That's all we do. We make believe that it's not there, and that's it. It goes away. It does border on ridiculous, but again, it goes back to what we have been able to do here in the state of Florida, and the numbers and the data do not lie. And as a matter of fact, even the Super Bowl was not a super spreader event, even afterwards as the numbers went down. Mike Opelka, what's up?
I'm just marveling that Tommy is here, and I'm really thrilled you're here, Tommy. I've watched your progression and really thrilled for you. And I kind of feel like I got to watch you grow up into the broadcaster you are. Tell us about 24 Hours with Tommy Lahren on Fox Nation, because I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, I have a few shows on Fox Nation, actually, and Fox Nation's our big sponsor here at CPAC, so we're here in a big way. But, Fox Nation is a digital streaming service of Fox News. I do my final thoughts there, which I know you're familiar with, because I brought those with me through every network, which are my little commentaries. And then I do a show called No Interruption, which is like a long-form interview show. And then 24 Hours is the time I spent on several occasions down at our southern border, and also doing ICE ride-alongs. Immigration's a big, big deal for me. And we explore that in depth on Fox Nation, and that's really what that 24 Hours was. I had the opportunity to embed with Border Patrol on several different occasions and see what was really happening. Sadly, though, because of this new administration, I don't think I'm going to be able to go back anytime soon because, you know why? They don't want the media to know what's going on there. They don't want it to be exposed. It's that bad.
Yeah, no doubt. And, even speaking about immigration, boy, I'll tell you, it's amazing what an administration can do for cages. It's just it's incredible, Tommy, how, one administration, it's kids in cages. Another one, it's a beautiful hotel filled with lovely gifts and awesome meals for everyone to see. That's pretty outrageous what's been happening with the kids in cages narrative, right?
Oh, absolutely. But we know that this is all meant to fit a political agenda. Quite honestly, I thought that Joe Biden would have them staying the 4 seasons. So I got to say, I'm just waiting for that to happen. I'm sure that that's coming any day now. We got to roll out the red carpet for people who have no right to be in our country in the first place. But let's be clear. This is a cattle call for the world to come to this country. Our borders are open. And it's amazing when we compare and contrast the fact that we have to wear masks around here, even if we've been COVID tested. You have to wear masks into a restaurant, to the gym, wherever you're going. But we don't care if we have people that are unvetted coming into our country. That apparently is okay. Yeah. It's amazing what terrifies the left, isn't it? And it's amazing how arbitrary it seems to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And certainly when it comes to immigration and the frustration about these coyotes and bringing kids over and some of the things that have been happening with kids who come here, and they, the concerns about the safety of the kids that come into this country that are brought in without their parents. A lot of questions that don't get to be asked, certainly in detail when it comes to kids. And also, the pandemic. It's amazing how a pandemic could be something on one side of the border, but when people are crossing on the other side of the border into that country, how magically it almost appears as if the pandemic doesn't make a difference because, I guess because, you're a Democrat? Is that how that works? When somebody comes across, we can't test, and not locking down borders, especially during a pandemic? I don't know. That seems a little odd.
Yeah, it's funny what the left considers to be racist and xenophobic and what they consider to be health and safety. But I'll tell you this, during the Trump administration, there was a loud cry for Border Patrol that wanted to do DNA testing at our borders because there were so many children coming across with adults that may or may not have been their family member, their parent. So DNA testing was a pilot program, and they found in that pilot program that about 30% of those coming across, their children were not their own. And in fact, spending time with Border Patrol, there were actually adults who would, to get through this pilot program with the DNA testing, they would spit into the mouths of children, so when they swab them, they'd have the same DNA.
Oh.
That's what's going on at our border. It is only going to get worse. This administration is also pausing deportation of criminal aliens. Let that sink into the American people. Biden's America, you can be someone who not only has no legal right to be here, but you can come here illegally, commit crimes, and still be shielded. That is Biden's America, and it should terrify every American that still cares about this country.
Yeah. Tomi Lahren joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You know her, Fox Nation host here at CPAC as well, going to do her show. And what
she's everywhere.
I know.
She's
Yeah,
not
she's
just
busy.
Fox
She's
Nation.
busy.
She's everywhere. Tommy, we've got the former president speaking on Sunday, and we're starting to hear hints of what he's going to say. Do you have anything you would like to hear him say?
I'd like to hear him say he's running in 2024, and I'd like to hear him scare the hell out of every Democrat, every leftist media organization, because I think he's coming back. He's coming back strong. Just being at CPAC hasn't even really officially kicked off yet, and everybody here is in their Trump gear. Make no mistake, he is still the lifeblood of the conservative movement. He's not going anywhere, and I can't wait until he announces, which I'm very much hoping that he does, that he's going to run again, because I think he's going to have tremendous support, and he's going to wake up this party in a way that it hasn't been awoke since 2016.
No, Tommy. No, it's changed in the past 48 hours. No, it's Liz Cheney now. Did you not hear this? No, Liz Cheney is now, apparently. I don't know if you got the memo. It's Liz Cheney now. She's really why people are, Any thoughts on Liz Cheney and some of what's been happening with that situation?
You know, the swamp, the rhinos, they really wish that they could go back to pre-Trump when they were relevant and mattered, but it's not going to happen. And whereas the liberal media, that is their wish list. They want to have another limp noodle, McCain, Romney, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger type. That's what they want to be the face of the conservative movement because they're beatable. That's not the truth. And they can sit there in their echo chamber in the D.C. Beltway and they can think that all they want, but you get out into real America, and you know that it's Donald Trump, it's people like DeSantis, it's other freedom-loving governors and leaders that are out there making this movement strong and making it thrive. It's not going to be a Liz Cheney over my dead body. Will that be the face of the GOP, the new GOP? No, if that's the face of the GOP is dead. Let's start a new movement.
As you could tell, Tomi Lahren has softened her approach on everything. She's couching her opinions in, political correctness. I love that you have not slowed down, Tommy. I love that.
You can't slow down at the age of 28. You have to just keep it going. I got a lot of fire within me, and I think that this was a huge wake-up call, what happened in November. And I think it's a call to action for all of us, as our president would say, peacefully and patriotically make our voices heard.
Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
About 1,000 times.
Oh, I watch CNN too much.
It's never been heard.
But
But
I had no
Tommy, I think your subtitle needs to be the hammer, not the nail.
You go ahead. You can use that, Tommy. Just give us a little disclaimer on the bottom. Just
a little credit every now and then.
A tiny little bit. Remember, it's Daybreak with Drew Steele. Steele has 3 E's, so always, okay. And speaking of which, it's fire at 28, it's fire at 48, it's fire at 78. Politically speaking, it's the one thing that you cannot dismiss when it comes to the former president Donald Trump is that he brought the fire, the confidence to people to say, we're not doing this anymore. We're not having Liz Cheney dictate what a party is and is not. We're not going to have other people, the left in this country, decide whether or not I'm a white supremacist or anything else. That those days are over. And anybody that locally, and I'll say it again, locally, I can't say that enough, locally, on a state level or nationally, if you think that you're going to come in now and think we have to get back to quote-unquote business as usual, Tomi Lahren, what do you say to somebody who's thinking that way?
There is no such thing as business as usual. Look at what is happening to our country. I was just on Fox and Friends, and we were talking about a California bill that would fine retailers for having a separate department for boys and girls toys. Okay? That is what we're headed towards. We're headed towards Californiaing our America. We don't want to do that. California is bad enough. We don't need it to be the poster child for the United States of America. But that's what I warned before the election. I said, hey, you elect a Joe Biden, a.k.a. Kamala Harris, a.k.a. AOC, and that's exactly what you're going to get. But no, we're never going to go back that way. I will say this, though. I like that you said at the local level, because so many people feel so hopeless right now because we don't have Donald Trump in the White House and because we've lost the House and the Senate, and they feel like, well, what can I really do? Well, the local level is where you can make huge changes. And I point to California and I say, listen, they're on the brink of recalling greasy Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
If they can do that in California, you can do it where you are. You can scare the crap out of your mayors, your governors. If they're implementing tyranny, if they're ruining your economy, if they're running your state into the ground and they're virtue signaling their way through it, hey, you have the power. And your school board, you want your kids to go back to school? Parents, stand up, get louder. Go to your school board meetings, go to your city council meetings. It doesn't all have to be at the national level. You have a lot of pull locally, and don't forget that. It just takes a little more work.
Yep, no doubt. All right, Tomi Lahren, listen, I appreciate a few minutes of time. We are so glad that you are here at CPAC. We are so glad that you do what you do. And bring in the heat. Is that a good way to put it, Michael Pelka? Is that what the kids say?
Yeah.
Bring in the heat, bring in the fire?
I can't understand the kids. I just keep being the hammer, Tommy. Keep being the hammer, not the nail.
All right. I'm going to take that. I'm going to use that. Thank you for that, guys.
Okay, we appreciate it. All right,
God
all the
bless.
best. We'll see you soon. There she goes, Tomi Lahren. We appreciate a few minutes on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I'm looking at the time. We've got about we got a couple of more minutes as we get ready to wrap up day one here for us at CPAC 2021. The sun is shining.
Can we tell people what happened from the beginning of that break to right now?
Yeah.
We had the mask police come up and tell us we had to put a mask on, and then in the middle of the conversation with Tommy, the guy comes by, the mask police came by and told us we didn't have to wear a mask.
Yeah, the same guy. I'm a little confused, and I think the uncomfortable, weird part of it was not only the fact that he did it while we're on the air, but the fact that he did it while Tomi Lahren was talking about how awesome it was to be in the state of Florida and breathing the fresh air of freedom and liberty. And here's the guy going, "Put your mask on."
Well, I think he realized, because he had gone up, just so everybody knows, Radio Row is about 100 yards of hallway with people doing exactly what we're doing, and he had gone up and down the hall trying to tell people to put their masks on, and I think everyone gave him the same answer. One finger, two words. That's it. That's how that works out. It's a very simple abbreviation.
Yeah, and so, well, that's done. We're glad. So that's we've finished. Whew, we got that out of the way. All right, so let's wrap it up this way this morning. Day two coming tomorrow. We got a lot of great guests lined up. And if John Cassio, why don't we get John Cassio over here to finish out the program?
He's drinking already.
Hey, John Cassio, come over here. Finish out the program with us, because if there's anybody, wear your mask. If there's anybody that we could count on to bring the intelligent political commentary that people are longing for, we know to look elsewhere. But if we're looking for some craziness, a little weirdness, you bring in program director John Cassio, who's grabbing a mic and now is like, how do you want to wrap up the program today?
See you later.
Okay, everybody. Thanks. Goodbye.
No, wait a minute. It was a good day today. Do you want to tease? Do we get a tease of some of the guests for tomorrow, or do you not want to say anything because you're never sure whether or not they get busy or they fall behind, or?
We're totally loaded tomorrow.
Will we be?
Former acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker will join the show.
Excellent.
Our friend Gordon Chang will join the show.
Great.
Congressman Ralph Norman will join the show.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Beans will join the show. I mean, we are CPAC'd out.
No, we're not.
No,
we can load up more.
We are CPAC'd to the brim.
That's right.
Nice.
Yes, we are. We got
done.
2 pounds of show in a 1 pound bag.
You better believe it. All right.
And we're not wearing masks.
No, we
because this is America, people. And I just want to
listen here. He does this great "We Are America, I'm not wearing a mask" speech. You ready?
And we're
sit back,
free.
because this is how we're going to end the program. Go.
And we're free.
All right, I'm putting the camera on you, John Cassio, program director for 92.5 Fox News.
Because I'm proud to be an American.
I'm standing. All right.
Where at least I know I'm free.
No. Give us. Go ahead. Give us the no mask. Go.
Go ahead.
No mask.
No. Your whole you get passionate about this. You did this at Seed to Table when we were there. It was brilliant.
We're not wearing masks because of freedom. Because we're Americans, and we love each other. Take care of each other, will you? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, that was awful. There was nowhere near the
nervous.
passion.
What you're saying is he was drunk at Seat to Table.
It was
Said
like 6 in the
something
morning.
brilliant.
It was 6 in the morning. Was the weird thing about it?
Mimosa or two.
Alcohol doesn't have a watch. I just want you to know that.
That's how we're wrapping up the program today. From
I feel like I
CPAC.
ruined this great show.
You did. You absolutely did. It was flying high. It was through the clouds.
If I may quote one of the greatest poems of all time, that's the way the world ends. That's the way the world ends. That's the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Yeah, that's right. All right. That's going to do it for today.
I've never seen you so flustered.
I know.
I was getting ready to make a comment that I thought in my brain was really funny. And before I said it, I thought this might be inappropriate, and then I took it back.
So it's really you that ruined this and not me?
Nope. All right, so we will see you tomorrow with great guests. 92.5 Fox News. Thank you, Mike Opelka. Thank you to me, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right? It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Is the music playing? Yes, it is.
Take the credit.
Take us out. Take us
Right
out.
all along.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
This is Lois. At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the